We should be live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Three Galaxies, a stream that almost always gets the title right because I'm not in charge of naming it. This bird is so much better than I am at such things. So when last we left off on kind of a beginning of a new chapter, one might say. You guys got back from cyber. You had Heart taken care of as much as can be taken care of. You learned that the cybernetic enhanced I'm not sure you'd call it an enhancement, but her cybernetic arms are far more advanced than the norm and attached more intricately than the average cybernetics are, which means that at the moment it is difficult to remove them without risking damage to her brain. Though they're going to research that, and that might change in time. You also managed to launder the rest of the money for the Save Heart campaign.
Well done, Inferno.
You got the old pirate ship and sold it off for a bit of cash as well.
Not as much as we were initially told.
That's true. I don't
Just
recall
not take
such
that
things.
knife. Oh no! Oh, you can go on my Twitter. I highlighted it for everyone.
Nice.
Sorry, I just thought I'd twist the knife just for the hell of it.
No, I honestly deserved it. I should remember the simple things like the money exchange rates.
Yeah.
And probably least importantly, you gave Cyber 4 a huge middle finger by making a new lake on the Cyber Conclave and then leaving.
Yeah, I love the thought of him just going out there and seeing this and going, this took us years to set up. They did this in how long?
I also do want to state, because I did get some comments and questions about the creating the storm for the lightning as energy and if that was efficient or not. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's more efficient ways to do it, but it was cool, and this is a game where things are sometimes cool. But
Really
to
cool.
answer the question, my thought is that heat and electricity aren't exactly the same, and that it would be more efficient to just use a storm to generate the electricity. I could be completely wrong. I'm not a meteorologist, but
it's a fictional space world.
But
Yeah,
had I not done
care.
that, they wouldn't have made a new lake, and that wouldn't have been fun. So we ended last session with you guys on Zebron, pretty much finishing up, tying up a bunch of loose ends, doing a couple of things, a bunch of role playing, and getting ready to do two things. One, to kind of maybe take a something to relax, to unwind after such stressful events for everyone involved, including Xavier. Before he even got to cyber, and to very soon head back towards Frontier Station, not only to perhaps try and hunt after Xavier's progeny, but also to return the
supposed progeny.
That's true. It's alleged.
Allegedly.
But also to return the forged golden orb to Thraxus in an attempt to keep him from going all crazy power god like.
In the future, yeah.
But first things first, it had been mentioned, I don't think this was said on session, but it had been mentioned to me that the group would be interested in doing something for relaxation. Obviously, you guys have been through a lot, maybe something to unwind as a group. There are a few things I'd like to throw your way. However, I would also like to leave it open to suggestions from you guys. My thoughts are, one of the biggest things of Zebron is that its entire economy is based off of tourism, mainly pleasure cruises that go through the temporal gate to really cool places or times within the galaxy, i.e. a pleasure cruise to go see the birth of a star or the formation of a black hole, or a collapsing of a nebula, things of that nature, where you take very fancy cruise ships and it's almost like, I don't know if anyone's ever seen or read Hitchhiker's Guide, where they take a pleasure cruise to the end of the universe. That kind of thing. However, they don't actually have that destination.
I don't want to go to the end of the universe.
No.
It sounds scary.
That sounds too depressing. There would be no.
It reminds me of my own mortality and that of the universe.
Plus, you can't go into the future with temporal gates. You can only go into the past. Well, if you start on Zebron, I should preface this because you guys did.
I was about to say
you can't go any
you
further.
Can't go in the future. Looks around 600 years in the future.
True.
So you say. You mean the cruises won't let you go into the future.
Right. You can't go any further than you are at this moment into the future, other than just the normal way of living. So there are pleasure cruises that you guys could take. There are also more closer at home activities on Zebron. One of which, actually, there is a very famous local event, which is kind of like a locally broadcasted TV show, which is a variety game show that is open to the public. Anyone can sign up and take part in, and basically it's almost like a the main gist of the show is, I don't know if anyone remembers Double Dare, but the idea is that generally speaking, two teams compete against each other in what are often considered wacky or silly games to see who can come out on top. It's a very famous and fun attraction because there are so many basically what they'll do is they'll like run 50 sets of them, and then they'll choose a few to broadcast so that many people can take part in it, despite the vast numbers. So it's a very famous go to Zebron, be on a game show kind of thing. But in addition to that, there are tons of things. So if neither of those sound interesting to you guys, let me know what you're thinking would be fun.
So this game show is televised?
So most of them are not. However, a random few are. Obviously, in order for enough people to be on it that want to be on it, they have like 50 sets. I mean like studio sets that record almost on a daily basis. And of course, they can't televise all of them. So what happens is you sign up to take part, and then random ones will be televised each day. And you have no way of knowing if yours would be or not.
Oh, okay.
However, you do know that all of them are recorded. And then if the producers think that one is particularly entertaining, they will televise that one.
Okie dokie.
I'm guessing that seems neat to Xavier.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm down with either.
It could be interesting to do the game show thing. I'm not entirely sure if you guys would it be okay if I did my own thing?
Yeah, of course. No, we don't have to do everything together as a group. This is, if we get kidnapped or killed or something, I mean, I'll just be angry at Squee. I figure this is recreational activity, so you just do whatever you want.
Okay.
Scratch out notes.
Squee, how well is Heart right now?
Well enough that she can walk around and do stuff again. She is almost 100% better. She still is a little sore. That's about it. And a little weak, but that's about it.
Hey, Zebron has a petting zoo, doesn't it?
Zebron has enormous amounts of zoos. Again, that's one of their famous things is zoos for exotic animals from all planes and times. So yes, there is no less than a dozen different types of petting zoos.
Then let's have Hart and Isaac spend the day going to zoos.
Okay. Sure. Absolutely. Okay. What about Kid? And what about Mackenzie? Because I know you said you're fine with
Anna.
either, but that... sorry, Anna. Yeah. But, that might not be great. We might need you as a tiebreaker. Kid?
Oh boy. I mean, they're definitely not going to the zoo. They should definitely never set foot in a zoo. That would be a terrible idea.
Are you afraid you're gonna be one of them? You're gonna be made into an exhibit?
I think the fear would be
no.
once she try and free everything there.
Oh,
Yes.
also
Which
that.
is why it's a terrible idea.
Okay, all right. No zoo.
Time you
No
turn
zoo for
around,
you.
Kid's opening a gate somewhere.
And here we have the endangered panda bear, the last of its species. Rip!
Panda
Be
bear doesn't
free!
move.
Yeah, kid gets mad at it because it doesn't understand its own freedom.
You have to go! What are you doing? It's just
All right,
sitting there eating leaves.
Anyways.
Taking that into
Anyways.
account, what do you think kid would want to do?
I don't know. It was game show and then like time cruise.
Like a time cruise to like I'll let you know, like the more interesting ones that you would see would be the formation of a black hole, and the idea being that you take a pleasure cruise, which is kind of a luxury cruise. You stay in the nicest places, eat the nicest food, and you have basically like a beautiful view of something spectacular that happens in the universe.
And Inferno, you said you were down for either one, or
I was going to say that.
Yeah, that was Anna.
that was Anna.
I'm more interested in the game show.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, as nice and relaxing as it would be, like in person, to be like, yes, here's the universe becoming more of the universe, or some shit like that. Like, I don't know. I like the idea of kid being thrown at ridiculous challenges.
Okay, sure. All right. So here's what we'll do. Isaac, why don't we handle yours first? Because it will probably take a bit less time.
And we can do most of it narratively, if you want.
True. I mean, honestly, there's no reason why, because you guys are, like I said, in a narrative space here. There's no reason why you can't go to the petting zoo one day and then have the game show be another day if you would like to take part of it. In it.
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
I'd be down for that.
Perfect. Okay. So then, what we'll do is we'll say you and Hart. First of all, Hart would love the idea because you guys have not been to a single zoo since you've been here. And what kind of zoo are you looking at? There's aquatic ones. There's land ones. There are small. There's big. What exactly are you trying to like go for? The cutest land animals or nice sea creatures?
Well,
they even have ones where you can go diving with aquatic animals.
let me put it to you this way. Remember when we were talking a while ago about a pet? That kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. So, there are a variety, like I said, of petting zoos. However, you would very easily be able to tell that the most famous one, the one that is most commonly gone to or visited by families and younger people, is a petting zoo. It's literally called a petting zoo. It's called Zebron's Marvelous Wonders. And it is it actually has free admission because, strangely enough, because it is run by the Council of Zebron itself. It's like a government facility, almost like the Smithsonian, in the sense that the Smithsonian has free admission because it's actually run by the government.
So it's kind of
same
like
thing here.
A preserve or something.
Yes, exactly. That's a very good way of looking at it. So you don't have to pay for admission to get in. However, lines do take quite a while. You and Hart actually end up waiting about 2 hours to get into the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get in there, it is like it's a very large dome-like building, almost like a stadium. And there are no rooms whatsoever. It is basically a large enclosed area with about waist-high walls everywhere that divide it. Almost looks like a transparent maze, and you can wander around looking at and sometimes petting or feeding different animals. Feeding actually does cost you a little bit if you do want to feed the different animals, but I'll just again handle it more narratively, just show a few of the more interesting ones that you find. The first thing that you'll see that Hart immediately gravitates to is something that is about the size of an adult tiger. It's fairly large, given most of the things here. However, it sits when it moves. It kind of sits on its back hind legs and more hops or gallops around, if very slowly. It has enormous shaggy fur to the point of it trails behind it almost like a oh, sorry, I'm trying to losing my train of thought here. You know how a peacock's tail flies up in colorfuls? This creature, it has almost the same thing, but it trails out behind it like a wedding bride's dress. And
Dragging it behind it.
They're a brilliant red color fur, so they are very large, almost bunny-like creatures with fur so long it trails out behind them in a glorious red tail, and they appear to be very docile and very slow moving. And people are encouraged to go in there, and you'll even see, and you'll see Hart do this, they are so docile and so friendly that people are encouraged to even as long as they're not hurting them, but climb on top of them or snuggle in them. And you'll see like Hart actually finds one that's laying down and falls into it, almost like falling into a mattress. And she starts doing like snow angels, and she tells you, and of course, Isaac, if you touch it with the fur is incredibly soft, very, very soft and silky smooth. And there is a little like a little information or a little plaque there that shows the theory, the pervading theory, is that the world they come from, the very fine, soft hairs made it very difficult for them to be swallowed. So predators would avoid them, because even if they did manage to kill them, the enormous amount of fur and the soft, flexible nature of the fur made it like trying to eat like basically trying to eat a mass of fuzz, and they think it's an evolutionary defense mechanism against predators of their world. So it evolved to be incredibly long, incredibly luscious, and incredibly soft and fine. So you see those, and those are instantly her favorite creatures, not only of just that zoo, but in general. She comes up with a cute name for them. She calls them Fluffies. Of course, that is not their actual name. They have a genealogy name, which is a very long, complicated name. But what they're actually called, or what the more common colloquial term for, is they're called hoppers. Though, like I said, given how big they are and how slow they move, you get the feeling that even that name is kind of a tongue-in-cheek name for them. Mm-hmm. So, those are the ones she falls in immediate love with. The other ones of note that you see, of course, you're surrounded by all kinds of birds of paradise type animals, where very pretty feathers, very fun to stroke and look at. All kinds of small mammal-like creatures. There are some creatures that even change the color of their fur based upon their mood. And they're all really fun. But the only other one that really strikes you as interesting is a small group of birds. And at first, these birds don't seem that remarkable, almost to the point where, compared to the rest of the splendor and beauty of the petting zoo, you're not quite sure why they're there, because they're actually just a very dull blue color, and they're about the size of a crow in today's world. Not very big, not very large, not particularly pretty. However, the thing that is interesting about them is that they are in kind of like an isolated booth. It's all completely see-through, but in order to see them, you have to go inside, and they only allow a few people in at a time. And those people can spend time in there, and then they come back out. And when you and Hart go in there, you're basically they close the door behind you and they let you go in. They tell you you're more than welcome to talk to them, to pet them. Don't try to pick them up, and don't obviously try and harm them in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So they close the door behind you and Hart, and you are in there, and you're surrounded by these about 6 of these crow-sized dull blue birds, and they all just kind of stand there, and some of them peck at the ground, and some of them just look at you, but they're just sitting there. They're basically, for the most part, ignoring you. Do you do anything?
Go and pet them. Not pick them up or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just follow the instructions that the workers said, but
Okay.
go pet them.
You find that their feathers are pretty feather-like, and again, it's almost like you're not quite sure what they're birds. They're normal birds.
Uh-huh.
And Hart will come up and she'll start petting one, and she'll kind of bend down. She'll say, "Oh, you're so cute," and you hear this, "Oh, you're so cute."
Okay.
And you quickly learn that, with the exception of it being slightly higher pitch and almost a little metallic-y, they can and will repeat everything you say perfectly. Not
cool.
like, and to the point, where parrots can learn to say things, these birds will instantly mimic whatever you say, no matter how complicated you try to make it. They will repeat it back to you syllable for syllable.
Interesting.
And you'll see a plaque on there that actually has something very, very interesting on there. It says that these are believed to be evolutionary descendants of something called lyrebirds, which were native to something that is called, that Isaac was actually maybe even heard of before, Golden Aged Earth. And that lyrebirds were able to mimic noises that they heard. These birds are believed to be descendants of them, and their vocal cords are so advanced, far advanced beyond that of a human, to where they can instantly mimic almost any noise they hear to near perfection, with the exception of the decibel, like it's what pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And they've even been able to get birds to flawlessly recreate or flawlessly reproduce classic works of art, like classical music.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So after about 5 minutes, of course, and Hart starts trying to progressively say more and more complicated things, which of course the birds just match pitch for pitch, or not pitch for pitch, word for word, syllable for syllable, and she is just absolutely delighted by it. But of course, with that, you have to exit eventually so other people can go in, and then you guys peruse the rest of the petting zoo. It takes about 3 hours, but those are the two of note that kind of stick in your mind when you think about that experience. And she definitely, before you guys leave again, she runs back to the hoppers and spends more time with them. She is just absolutely in love with them.
Okay.
And then with that, you guys, yeah, go ahead.
Before we go, Isaac is going to ask one of the park attendants, or whatever they are, if any of the animals are purchasable.
Unfortunately, no. Most of these animals are from very exotic locations, and many of them are endangered. So while technically there are some people who own such things, you would have to get a license to do so, and they are not easy and they are not cheap.
That's fair. That's it then.
Okay. All right. So that's your day at the petting zoo, and after that, she does have to go back to the ship and rest, because she's much on the mend. But walking around for 3 hours is about all she can manage at that time.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So the other event that you guys had planned, and this one, again, it would take a few days. You'd have to sign up, and you'd have to you'd be issued a time and a place. Like a Tuesday at 10 a.m. It's not very early in the morning, but it's definitely in the morning, so bright and early. And you can have teams of 3, 4, 5, or 6, and depending on the size of your team, depends on so that you're matched with a like-sized team. Completely random. You don't know who your opponents are going to be. Also, you don't know what the challenges are. However, you do know that the game show itself takes place over 3 days, because this isn't just a very cheap production. The game show itself does very elaborate set pieces, and some of these things even involve going to different locations on Zebron. So what happens is, and of course you're paying for this experience, but basically they set you up in a hotel, and you
Really?
compete. Mm-hmm. Well,
Sweet.
technically, you're setting yourself up in the hotel because you're
What?
paying for the. Well, you're paying to be a part of this, so it's an experience that the group has to pay for.
They're not going to just take me on because I'm a great contestant.
How dare they?
Well, I was
teasing.
getting to that.
I'm teasing.
No. But you have a fair point. If your group is either one of the random few that is filmed, or if they decide that your episode or your game was fun enough to be recorded or broadcasted, all of your expenses would be reimbursed. As it's kind of their legal loophole of not having to pay you royalties for it. Instead, what they do is they recoup all your expenses.
Is there prize money at the end as well?
There is, actually. It's not enormous amounts of prize money, but if you
How
win,
much?
if you win, depends on the size of the group. Also, depends on the entry fee. But if you win, if you do extremely well, there have been people that have won up to 100,000 clicks. It just kind of depends on how well they do.
Okay.
That sounds pretty good to me.
It is to take part in the 3-day event. It is 1,000 clicks per person.
Okay.
Sure.
Me pay.
All right. So you're so it's going to be the 4 of you, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak about for the others.
Yeah. Kid can help,
Okay.
right?
Competition. Yeah, you could have up to 2 NPCs join you if you would like, or it can just be the 4 of you. It's completely up to you.
Let's just have it be the 4 of us.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bonding.
Okay. Excuse me. Perfect. Then you're told to meet at 10:30 a.m. at a certain location on Zebron. Of course,
Okay.
I'll just narratively. I'm not going to put you guys through the whole taxi system again. I think you've been through
Yes.
that.
Yes.
bit enough.
Days go by and
take us
still I
there.
think of you. Think of you. Think of...
So,
Bye,
you guys arrive at a fairly colorful and interesting looking recording studio. On the outside, it is the shape of a sphere coming up out of the ground. I'm not quite sure how to describe it other than this is going to sound kind of odd, but has anyone ever seen in front of some stores, they'll have like these sphere granite pieces that are designed to keep someone from driving in through the store door?
Yeah, like in front of Target.
Yes, exactly. It looks very
Okay.
much like that, but a large version of it. It's a sphere type building that comes up out of the ground.
Okay.
And
Okay.
once you get inside, you see that it has it's just full of camera rigs and set pieces and things of that nature. And at the very center of it, there's a little game area, and it has a podium for whoever's hosting your show. And on either side, there are tables and seats. And you're designated to go to the blue side. There's a blue side, and then there's a green side. And as you go in, they all give you a T-shirt. And each T-shirt has.
T-shirt. I came here dressed in my spiffy self-cleaning shirt. Sorry, in my self-cleaning suit, and they're gonna give me a T-shirt.
And on this T-shirt, is a place where it looks, I swear to you, it looks like Velcro. Where they tell you where put on the t-shirt, and then they need to know what your team name is because they're going to write that on patches that they will then put on your shirt, the Velcro shirt, so that you're designated as that team.
This is incredibly tacky, but Xavier will go along with it. And I say we should call ourselves the Last Chance.
I like it. Sure.
Sure.
Sweet.
All right, so they write the Last Chance, and whoever writes it, it's clear that this person practices calligraphy because they write it very, very beautifully. On the
that'll
tag.
make up for the t-shirt, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, it totally makes it not tacky at all.
Nothing tacky like a team name on the front of a t-shirt. Nope.
And they stick it on your t-shirts, and they give you blue t-shirts. And question: are you guys gonna like take off? Like for example, Xavier, are you taking off your suit jacket and your button down? Or are you
No,
just
I'm
gonna
not
put it
taking
over?
off my suit jacket. I'm putting on my t-shirt. I'm putting my suit jacket over top, so my dress shirt is put somewhere else. I'm wearing my nice ass pants. I'm wearing my nice ass shoes. I swear to God, if there's slime in this game, I'm gonna go nuts. Okay, wait. Have I seen this game before?
You could have seen it on TV if you chose to. That wouldn't be unbelievable.
Okay, then. Well, because I'd like to assume that at least one of us saw on TV before. Otherwise, we wouldn't even know about this game, right?
Correct.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there was a time after Tessa got her hand blown off, or before, after, where we were just hanging out at Anna's house watching TV. So this could have come up easily.
So I would say that yes, you guys, you have at least some idea. Sometimes the show involves getting dirty. A lot of times.
Okay, I'm taking off my sweet ass jacket, and Xavier's gonna insist they provide pants for him as well, then, and shoes. Not ruining my clothes.
So they do. They have such things. They
God.
look like the pants that go along with the t-shirt are like windbreaker sweatpants. They're blue with a white stripe running down each side.
Okay, and what about the shoes?
The shoes are since there can be some physical activity, they give you what look like bowling rental shoes.
Xavier's gonna step out once he dresses, and he's gonna look to his friends, and he's gonna say, "I feel like a giant wiener. We better
You look
win."
like one.
You look like one too. You look like a bigger wiener because you're taller than me, snaps Xavier. As he says, "We better win this thing."
I just wanted to make a joke, but now you made okay. I'll take that. I'll take that because we're friends.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. Xavier goes. Now I kind of wish we don't go on television. We'll see. I still want to win those 100,000 clicks, though.
Yeah, let's do that.
So you guys are directed towards the table, and as you sit at the table, you see standing at the podium in the center, kind of going over some cards and notes. You see a very tall, about 8 feet tall, humanoid female who has very pale blue skin. And the hair is tied back in like a braided ponytail. So like the braid starts at the top and then goes into a ponytail and down the back. She's wearing a kind of tacky, very game showy dress miniskirt combo, where it's totally white that sparkles, so it's like almost bedazzled. And almost looks as if it's made out of plastic. And the skirt ends right about the knees, but it kind of flares outwards, almost as if it had like a steel mesh underneath it to cause it to flare outwards. And she's wearing very high, above the knee boots, almost like Anna's boots. And again, also very high white gloves. And she has 2 small antennae that actually kind of come out of her hair and arch forward over her like kind of dangle down in front of her eyes. And as she sees you walk up, the antenna kind of shoot up, and she goes, "Oh, hello, first ones."
Yep. First ones, last ones, best ones, says Xavier.
She nods and she kind of squints her eyes and looks at your shirts. The last chance.
Yep.
I see. That's, well, very certainly
Clever.
in it to win it. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, well, anyway, I'll be your host for the day. My name is Icine. And
Icine?
Icine. Yes.
Okay.
And I wish you the best of luck. I should ask, as we're waiting for the other contestants to come in, are any of you pregnant?
No.
Xavier looks
What?
towards Isaac. Are you pregnant?
I swear one of these days I'm gonna punch you. No.
Sorry, he gets really upset when he's pregnant.
She nods. She goes, I'm fairly certain that the male of that particular species can't get pregnant, but
Well, that's just defeatist thinking, says Xavier, but you're right. No one's pregnant.
okay.
There's
I
no
just
many us's inside of us. We're
Well,
we're not nest eggs.
it's I know it seems trivial, but we did have an incident a few years ago where one went into labor in the middle of broadcasting. Very
Ooh, that must have really brought up the ratings.
well, we were able to turn it into part of the game show itself. They lost.
What? Who can deliver baby?
She just stares at Xavier with a straight face.
No response.
Okay.
In any case, we would like to avoid such instances again.
No, who can deliver baby too? Huh? Okay.
And with that, she looks up. She goes, looks like your fellow contestants are here. And what you see it looks like a family vacation. There is a middle-aged man who is partly balding. He's got hair around the sides, but the top of his head looks like a buffed mirror.
Oh my God, it's Danny DeVito.
Taller, but close. Think a
We're
taller,
fighting-
not Oompa Loompa. Like
We're
Danny.
fighting the Reynolds family from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We're gonna crush that. All right, please.
You see a middle-aged woman with blonde hair that's starting to gray at the edges.
Does she look like a giant bird?
No.
Okay,
She's
all
wearing very similar to what Xavier's wearing actually, but it's green t-shirt, green
Okay.
windbreaker jump pants, and
Okay.
and you see two what look like teenage kids. One of them is about a 16-year-old girl, give or take. You're not sure of the age. The other one cannot be older than 12, and it's a boy. Like brown hair in a bowl cut. And
Coconut head.
and on their shirts it says their team name is Stone Cold Killers.
Oh my God.
And
Edgy. And I named the gun called the End, the Reaper of the Damned, and that is edgy.
they come up and they sit at the green table across from you, and can everyone please roll me a D100?
At least they look as
See if you're pregnant.
roll for pregnant.
Roll for pregnant. Oh no.
Yay!
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Nothing.
No, it's good.
Isaac.
What did you do?
I don't know. You got 7, I got an 8.
Okay. Kid.
Uh-huh.
The youngest, the boy with the bowl cut. When they sit down, you notice that he is staring right at you.
It stares
Oh.
directly back at him and does not blink.
And after about 30 seconds, he points to you and then does like a little thing across his throat.
Really? The little boy does that?
Uh-huh. He does. He's
Wow.
like 12 years old. And he does that, and when you see that, when that happens,
Wow.
you see like the older woman who is fairly clear as his mom, kind of slap him in the back of the head.
And then she looks at me and does the same gesture.
No, but he doesn't stop staring at Kid. You know, he's still giving Kid the stink eye for some reason.
Okay.
And
You must think you're a 12-year-old boy too.
Oh my god.
He must fancy you.
Yeah, fancy and crushing her.
Seriously considering whether or not Kid would flip him off.
Oh, yeah! Well, maybe not. We're on TV, but I'm so proud
This
I
is
taught
a
you.
family game show.
No, it's not a family
Family
game
show.
show. This is a game show and a
Wait.
family showed up.
Is this a family game show? We need to know this before we start cursing.
Yeah. Before we start cursing on air. There's going to be so many people
Look.
in this broadcast.
The fact we haven't had a synchronized flipping someone off yet is a shock.
It is a strange situation. It's almost like British television in the sense that it is a family game show, but it's
people
not
throw the
unheard
C
of.
word
for
around
people
a lot?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not unheard of. You know, it really just depends on the show. You have a lot of people who treat it very much like a family game show, and then you have some people that not so
All
much.
right.
In fact, Xavier, you saw an episode once where the contestants were clearly drunk.
Oh, okay. What is this show even called, Squee?
Who even knows?
Give me a second.
That is the best name for a game show.
Who even
Okay,
knows?
you know what? Yeah. I mean, I set this all up. I never even thought of a name, but that fits
Really?
so perfectly.
It's like, whose line is it anyways? Only a game show.
I was focusing on the important stuff.
Okay.
That's
Name's
okay,
not
I got you,
important.
Squee.
Who even knows? No, actually,
Who
who
even
even
knows?
knows is a good name for a game
I
show. All right.
agree.
Anyways, continuing on.
I completely agree. And once both of you are sitting down at the table, the cameras, you can tell the cameras start rolling. And again, you're not being broadcasted. You weren't one of those people that was selected for instant broadcast, but you are being
Okay.
recorded.
All right.
And Icene comes up and she, does the introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Who Even Knows.
So it's a good thing I asked you what it was called, or she would have stumbled at that introduction.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm staring at a list of events here, and I have no name.
Welcome to Game Show. All right. Anyway.
Hang on, give me 1 second. I gotta close my door real quick.
I need to think of another name.
You close your door of shame, Squee.
Yes, go into your corner. Go into
Leave
your
Squee
corner of
alone.
shame.
He's in charge. He could make this a trap if I don't behave myself. All right.
He is God.
First
I know.
event,
You're not God
lava.
this
Oh shit.
First event, the Goop Factory. Xavier, you've been randomly chosen because you're an asshole. All right. Anyway.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding! You went to the bonus round, Xavier. You're going to go into the trap door. Ba-doom.
It's just a volcano. Just a volcano on Zebra.
Well, that was the last anyone saw of Xavier.
All right. So she goes on to explain the rules of the game. Each side competes against the other for points. There are many different types of events. Most are team events. There are a few solo events. In which case, if it's a solo event, the team would choose who they wish to compete. If it is a team event, of course, it'll be the whole team. And whoever succeeds the most at their competitions win. And if you do well enough, you can earn prize money. And if you complete and they like I said, the record is someone who completed all of their challenges as best as with almost perfect scores can earn up to 100,000 clicks. And they also say that remember, if this show is entertaining, it could be broadcast and all of your fees would be recouped. And she goes, today we have two lovely teams. First, we have the Stone Cold killers from one of the planets in the middle worlds. They say that they are on vacation in between juniors. Oh, high school freshman year, juniors, high school freshman year, a vacation for the Stone Cold Killers, and they say like, and she goes down the table and she's like, so, and she goes up to the man first and says, so, tell me a little bit about yourself. And he goes, hi, my name's Larry. I am an insurance adjuster. I'm really excited to be here. I think that we have a lot to offer because and he like points to the shirt way too proud. Stone Cold Killers. Anyway, yeah, this is my family. This is my lovely wife, Doreen, and my two light of my lives, Sarah and Junior. And the 16-year-old looks like she just does not want to be there.
I don't blame her.
Junior's just staring at kid. And Irene goes, oh, that's fantastic. And then she comes over to your side and she kind of starts with I don't know who would be first on that table, who would be closest to her podium.
Probably Xavier.
She'll go up to Xavier and she'll say, so your background didn't actually have much information on it. Where are you guys from? Are you a family?
No, we're not a family, although we are very close. We're a crew. We're adventurers, explorers, and you might be familiar as the chief rescue party of a celebrity here on Zeberon called Sophie Gray.
Clay.
Right?
Clay. Sophie Clay.
Of course. Yes. She just went through a terrible time.
She did. Thankfully, she's recovering now. But we thought we would unwind with, the best show on Zeberon. And then Xavier's going to look at the recording camera and give a big Eaton grin.
She goes, oh, and you were a part of that? No, you were part of, Sophie Clay.
Oh, yes, I'm her manager, says Xavier. And her bodyguard's here as he gestures over towarst Kid, along with our top pilot as he gestures towards Anna, and if I may say, the current main squeeze of Miss Sophie Clay as he gestures over towards Isaac.
Yeah, she's my girlfriend.
She's just like has her jaw drop. And she goes,
I think we're gonna get on TV.
she goes, that's fantastic. And like she's got the biggest smile, and she turns from you, and you see her like put her finger up to her ear. Production, why wasn't I told about this? No. But this is the show of the year. You didn't know? I mean, so great to have you. And she says, like, just smiling widely.
And Xavier's gonna like lean over to the microphone and say, I really hope for a clean game, and I really hope we win. Because we faced real stone cold killers before, and, well, we're really good under pressure. And he gives another big smile over towards the camera. Suck it, you stupid family. I don't say that in the microphone. I just think that.
Isaac is looking.
Xavier, what's your physical beauty score?
It is not bad. It is 14.
Okay, roll me a D100, please.
All right.
Because that's well above average.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Is there something in my feet?
Gloves.
You notice that Sarah, the 16-year-old that looked like she could not stand being there, is all of a sudden giving Xavier moon eyes.
Oh, no! Girls, they haunt me everywhere. Now there's this one. Okay, whatever.
I like how 98 got you.
Yeah, I was basically, is he going to fail or not?
No, I failed.
I call this a failure.
Yeah. It's cute, but...
Yeah, I know, right? So she goes back to the podium and she says, well, very distinguished guest with us today. The rescuers, dare I say, of Sophie Clay. and the insurance adjuster family.
Yay! It seems going to give them a sarcastic clap. Well, it looks genuine, but he's feeling sarcastic.
Larry looks not happy. And Doreen literally has her fists on her hips and is just giving like this how dare you look.
Oh, she's a bourbon mom.
Yeah, she looks like the kind
She's
of mom.
married to an insurance adjuster.
She's gonna call the manager.
Yeah, I was gonna say she looks like the kind of person that would call the manager. And,
Isaac has something.
Yes. Isaac.
Isaac's gonna lean towards the microphone and say, we're also from 600 years in the past.
No.
We're from
One,
six.
it's a lie.
We came back from our sixth mission, says Xavier, interrupting and like glaring over towards Isaac.
What? I thought you wanted to be on TV.
We're gonna get on TV.
I thought this would help that.
I will say, I'll say real quick, because Isaac in the group would know this. It's generally frowned upon because to mention that you're from the past, because it's not supposed to happen very often. You're not supposed to bring people from the past. Corsairs can do it on rare occasions.
See, I figured it would be okay in this instance because remember the whole Cyber 6 trial? That was broadcasted everywhere. So people would recognize us.
That's a very good point. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. If you're fully aware, I'm not stopping.
Oh no,
I still want to interrupt him. I'd rather let people know.
I mean, Anna's not from 600 years ago.
We want positive attention.
So what'll get out is we're from and we're from our 6th mission. Yes, and the little bit of bickering.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like a little like. Shit. And with that, she goes, "All right, well, why don't we get started with the show? And if someone would please roll me a D32.
A D32. I'll do it.
Yeah, go nuts.
I only have 32 events. Sue me.
Boom! 28.
Okay.
32 events. Oh, jeez.
32 events. As he weeps into his ice cream.
Give me a second here. As basically she kind of presses a button and a big light kind of flashes behind her.
It's like I'm there. Such a smart ass tonight.
Tonight?
Well, oh.
Damn.
So,
damn.
Okay.
I didn't know this was Kill Inferno hour.
So, there's two ways we can do this. I'm going to leave it up to the group. This game is called Telephone on Paper. Now, the point of it is that it's a group activity, which means everyone in the group participates. And what happens is the first person, in this case, it would probably be Xavier, or actually you can choose who the first person would, what order it would be, is shown a picture while no one else can see it. Everyone else has their back turned. He's shown a picture, and then he does his best in 20 seconds to draw what he sees on the picture. Then he passes that to the next person and they do their best to draw what they saw, and on down the line. And then if the last person can guess what it is, you get points. Now, we can do this two ways. You guys can actually draw each time.
Yes.
I mean,
Xavier, I like to think Xavier's artistic skill is similar to my own.
I mean, I love that idea. Basically, the idea would be we just go to a whiteboard and I'd have Inferno draw something, and then the next person would look at it and then erase it and try and draw their version of it, and then on down the line. Is the group okay with this?
Oh,
Sure.
I mean,
we can roll two if the group feels that would be a better option. I understand that this may not be everyone's cup of tea.
I can make the bad drawing.
Yeah, I think it'll be entertaining. Then Laura, if you just want to guess, or Anna want to guess,
The only reason I
Mackenzie.
say that is because I don't have a working tablet right now, so it would be
with a
something
mouse.
It'd
akin.
be like MS Paint. Yeah, mouse it up. Yes, go to whiteboard. I
Oh,
definitely want to draw.
I was
so
just
wanna
gonna-
draw so badly. I'm gonna draw shitty stick figures, and it's gonna make everyone look like Picasso. Okay.
Is it okay if
Oh
I
my
just
God.
draw on a sticky note and take a picture of it, or no?
Well,
That's my
Nah, let's
thing.
not do that.
I was gonna say, I was just gonna let everyone draw and roll 20. Yeah.
Oh, I do have forgery, but I do have some artistic skill. Shit. Oh well.
No,
Okay.
I think this will be more fun.
What
Yes, me
what
too.
order do you guys want to go in?
We all have to draw.
Except for the no, there's 3 drawers and
left
1
pick.
guesser, right?
Okay.
I will draw first.
Correct. 3 drawers and 1 guesser.
So who
I
wants to
will
be the
draw.
guesser?
How about Elora?
I'll- I'm fine drawing, so yeah. Whoever
I'll
really
be
didn't
the
want-
guesser. Have
Okay.
the tables have turned.
Okay,
There you
great.
go.
You guys get to draw art.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we do.
Yeah, you're gonna regret that decision. Okay.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay. So yes. Let me send you the. Sorry. Let me send you guys to a whiteboard.
All right.
Yes, please.
So real quick,
Uh-huh.
for the rules of what the hell's supposed to be happening, so it's essentially draw telephone.
Correct.
So does that mean the other people, the only person that's allowed to see the picture that's drawn is the person that's going
First
to draw
person.
next?
Correct. We're gonna have to go by the honor system that you guys do not look at it until it is your turn.
Okay,
And then-
here, let me
So
just scroll like really like down or something.
Oh my
and-
god, that's a giant ass bunny.
And then,
Right.
so basically, here's what's gonna happen. Inferno, you're
Spoiler
going
alert.
first.
Isaac
no,
was-
Burn's gonna go first.
Burn's
so
going
I'm gonna
first.
just
Burn.
tab out of roll 20 until
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
my turn.
So, Burn, I'm going to show you a picture. You've got 20 seconds to draw what you can of it. And then what'll happen is whoever's going next will be able to and Burn, take up like half the whiteboard, because
Well,
the
maybe
next
you
person
could
will be able to try and recreate it, and then we will delete yours, and then the next person will recreate the recreation.
Oh, okay.
Make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think this is actually a neat idea. All right.
Okay.
All right. Give me 1 second here.
And it's gonna be in Skype.
Okay, there's like a major theme going on between Rifts and 3 Galaxies. And both these past sessions, we're just playing a game.
Yeah, I 1 minute is what you guys are playing Monopoly. What?
I mean, it's true.
But we chose to do game show, and Monopoly was just like the last half hour of
Dude,
the
Monopoly was
last
fun.
session. Yeah, no. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just really funny how this shit turns out. Like, I thought we were here for role playing, a bunch of nerds playing games and character.
Fucking Pictionary over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they probably
So-
should. Once you're done showing him the picture, ask that he's ready, and then count to 3, and then Burn starts.
Got
Just
it.
to be fair, so he can hurt himself.
Hey, give me a second. I'm just trying to find a appropriate picture, because it has to be something that
A giant
that's not...
penis.
Well, because here's the thing. Like, I mean,
Apparently
I
proud.
have tons of pictures that people on Earth and you as people would get, but your characters wouldn't have a clue what a this or that is. So, give me a second here.
But we'll need a little bit of metagame because
Yes. Yeah. You will.
at the end, Alora's gonna have to guess. Alora might not know what a Glabfar beast is, right? So
Right.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm fine. I'm fine with a little bit of metagaming here. I'm just trying not to go too Earth-centric, I guess.
Yeah, check
No,
your
if you
privilege,
wanna go
Earth.
Earth-centric, that's
No
fine.
words. By the way, no drawing words.
Well, yeah.
Just the picture.
Duh.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. I should
Yeah.
I should clarify. All right, so Burn, I am
'Cause
sending you a picture.
That,
All right,
my mom-
I'm gonna send it to you in Discord.
My mom and friends used to cheat a bit on the that draw app a while ago. Discord?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it to you in Discord, and then
Okay.
from the moment I send it to you, so let me know when you want it, because from the moment I send it to you, I will be timing, and
Gimme.
there will be 20 seconds.
Give me.
Oh god.
Yeah, of course. Get ready and do what you need to do.
I'm good.
Okay. And holy crap! What is the last thing you sent me? That is creepy.
We were talking about other things that could have happened.
Oh
Remember?
yes, we did. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, ready?
Uh-huh.
And I'll give it a second to go, and go. Not bad so far. Not bad.
Oh shit. No, I don't want that one. No.
You can't. No, wait. Okay.
No, take
can't.
Galaxies.
Yeah,
No,
you
take
can't
backsies?
take back
Okay.
because this is a pin. You can't erase a pin.
Okay.
You can't with enough
You know what?
fires.
Instead of a time limit, because I know that you guys are drawing here, I'll just say very quickly you must draw said picture. Does that make sense?
No,
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
it's
give
only fair to have a time limit, but you can maybe
Okay.
make it a little bit longer, like
Yeah,
30
yeah.
seconds or 40 seconds.
All right, I'll say 40.
Because you gotta feel the pressure, you know?
You
It'll
got
make
like 5
things
seconds,
funnier.
Bird.
Okay, I got
Alright.
it. I got
Okay.
it.
All right, got it. Okay.
All right, that's it.
Who's next?
Hands off.
All right, do you want to go next, Mackenzie, or shall I?
She's BRB. Crap.
Okay, then I guess it's me.
All right, Inferno.
Can
You're
I?
next.
So I can look on roll 20.
Correct. Look on roll 20 and draw underneath it.
What? Okay.
And
Jesus. Oh shit! Wait, no, I'm not. Okay. And I gotta get the free hand, and then, and.
This is so intense all of a sudden.
Oh god, I suck at this so much. I have whiskers and
I can't wait to go back and look at the video of this and just watch the chaos roll through. Oh, good.
9 seconds.
okay, well, good. I can do some detailing then.
And stop.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Says Squee condescendingly. All right,
No,
I
I'm
guess I
actually
can
being
keep
serious.
looking now. All right,
It's
all
not
right,
bad.
sweet.
All right. So, Mackenzie, you back?
Yee.
Okay. you may look at roll 20. And I'm gonna give you like 3 seconds, and I'm gonna start. You have 40 seconds. So
Wait, I need to change that color so it's not yellow. Okay.
and go. Do. We're role playing, guys.
I'm
my
so
God.
excited to judge this.
You guys are now seeing how shaky my hand I have.
9 seconds.
What else can I do? Not make
The
this.
thing around it.
What thing?
Stop and stop.
Okay.
Oh,
Do
you're
I
gonna
get
have
to
no
look
idea.
now?
There is no way
All
she's
right, not
gonna
yet.
be able to
Not
guess
yet.
this.
Not yet. All right, you may now look and try to guess.
I have to see what the original picture is.
I understand. I'll show it to everyone.
Okay, all right. Oh Jesus.
You have plenty of time to make your guess, but you've only got one guess, and no one else can help her.
Hey, remember when you guys brought me in because I was one of your fan artists?
Oh God. What the hell? Is it like
Well,
it
that's what
looks
you're
like a
supposed to tell us.
cat? Is all right, so is this like possibly like a phrase or is it just a thing?
It's a thing. It's
So
not a
it's a noun?
phrase. It's a picture, so it's not a phrase.
Yeah, but what's the
Okay.
picture of? An object or like a noun?
It's
Or an action?
Yeah, of a few nouns, of at least 2 nouns.
at least 2 nouns. Oh
Mhm.
God. Shit. earlier I was gonna be like, wow, guys, I hope you know that I'm super good at Pictionary.
Yeah, well,
like,
you
I'm
should.
super competitive,
Well.
and it's amazing. But now I'm just like,
Don't you love
Yeah,
me?
oh Jesus,
our team sucks. We're letting you down. Let you down.
What do you
Can I roll an intelligence?
No, you guys chose to do it this way.
It's true.
Damn it!
We can't go. We can't change halfway through the game how we want to play it. Although that would be hilarious.
Oh fuck!
Just what does your heart tell you?
It's just giving me giant question marks.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to guess something. You're gonna be here all day.
It's something.
Oh god. Grumpy cat. That's the only thing that comes to mind.
Grumpy cat. Okay, is that your guess?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So what was the original?
Well, how
I'm now
bad did I
going to
fuck this up?
post. I am now going to post the picture in Three Galaxies text chat. I don't know if chat's seen the picture or not, but
Yeah,
I
see,
just
that's
put
what
it
I
up
thought
for
it was
chat.
in the box. See, you
Yeah.
didn't draw the box around it, Anna.
I-
When you're like, what else? The box.
I thought the box was there to show you need to draw on this.
No,
Oh.
it's
So,
Kitty in a
not
cardboard box.
it's a cat. You got that part right.
So
Well,
just cat in
yeah,
a
we-
box.
Yeah, well, I guess, I mean, I can't criticize Burn because they had to do it all in one go, but if there was a smaller square around the cat, then it might imply a Kleenex box. But still, that's cute.
I did the best I could.
We all did
Yeah,
the best we could, and we failed. The lesson is never try.
So this was and Alora, just so you can see, this was Burns' drawing.
No, this was Xavier's.
No, that was Inferno's drawing.
Oh, I'm sorry, that
Yeah.
was Inferno's drawing. Yes, correct. Sorry.
Mine is under.
And give me a second. Oh, I can't go back that far. Well, we don't get to see Burns.
Aww.
Wow.
Mine
Well,
was
I
pretty
get to
close.
see, I can see it on the recording.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it on the recording. So yeah, there you go. Now we just get to see
How well does the other
This
family do
card.
it?
What the heck
They
just
did
happened?
0. I don't know.
What
You rolled the
just-
0.
plus 20.
What does
Yep,
that even
plus
mean?
20.
I don't
You
know.
typed in 2
Alright,
pluses.
Let me, yeah. Let
You
me
can't
just.
put two
it's supposed to be-
pluses.
Okay, so they didn't do horribly. They guessed cat and box, but they did not get much better than that. Slightly better than you, but not much at all. You're both pretty neck and neck. You have 5 points. They have 6.
Okay.
You got 5 points for guessing cat. They got 1 extra point because they guessed like a shape. But for the most part, you guys are neck and neck. Would someone please roll me another D32?
Not me.
Yeah, you go ahead, Anna. You roll D32.
32.
Oh, it has to be 1D32.
Oh, wow.
32.
Oh wait, yeah, you didn't.
Yeah.
Did not roll?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
roll.
Slash roll 1D32. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. 28.
Which is what we
that
just
was what
did.
you rolled. Yeah, we'll have to roll one more time for me, please.
Again! Oh,
32.
D32.
Okay,
is destined.
I guess we're doing 32 after all that bullshit.
Okay. All right.
Do you have to shoot someone out of a cannon or some bullshit?
It's funny you say that. No, but
Dressed like a wiener.
But there is
no,
canon.
the board again spins, and then it slowly stops. And then it stops, and when it stops, the words it stops on, there's suddenly flashing lights, and Irene goes, "We hit the jackpot!" And it says, "Skydive challenge."
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Where are they gonna get it? What? Okay, wait. I'll let you explain first before I say what.
It is a solo event, so you guys will have to choose who takes part in this. The event is basically you are strapped inside an EVA suit with a parachute that automatically deploys at a certain altitude. And
Okay.
you and your opponent go onto the outside of the dome of Zebron, step up to the edge where the dome opens to let things in, and you jump and start falling down towards Zebron. And as you are falling down, you will be asked a question, or asked as many questions as possible. And whoever gets the most right while falling and attempting to maintain their sanity will score more points.
And I'm assuming certain skill checks could help in that, right?
Exactly.
Say, for example, pilot EVA suit.
Pilot EVA suit. Also, the questions themselves are going to be more of like a kind of an intelligence check type thing, because it would be things that your character would know, and I wouldn't expect you as players to know them all. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to be like, what is the #1 economy in Zebron? I mean, I'm not going to expect Burn
what is the
to
wind
know
speed
that.
velocity of an unlit
Exactly.
swallow?
So it would be more of a knowledge check on the character's part that is made easier or harder by how they're falling.
Here's the thing about that. If there's questions about Zebron, and as someone that's been on Zebron the longest, IQ is also her lowest stat.
Yeah, so okay, that's interesting. Because out of character, let's decide who does this, right? Xavier has pilot EVA suit and his IQ is 15. Which is like the equivalent of like 150.
Yeah. I have nothing that could even be close to any kind of pilot or anything like that, other than sense of balance. And I have an 18 IQ.
Okay. I also have Galactic Alien lore, which might be handy.
Kid has an amazing IQ, but Kid, what is your IQ right now?
Right now.
It fluctuates.
Really?
No.
No. Based on how much they drink?
Based on how pissed they are at the time.
No, that's us.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, it did populate. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why is my character sheet blank? It's because it didn't load yet. Their IQ is a 24.
Jesus. Can you pilot an EVA suit?
No.
Hmm.
But they do have acrobatics?
I mean, that would help.
Yeah. And the disgustingly high IQ could be really could help with the trivia.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I think what the hell? I think we should have Kid do this.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh my god.
Shows are gonna come in handy, Kid.
So perfect, because the Stone Cold Killers choose Junior. They're as they call them, they're young prodigy.
Oh, he's going down.
And they make a great showing of the both of you stepping up and facing each other, and you're about the same height, and they start putting the EVA suit, like you have like assistants that come out and very flashy and very showy, like they show the EVA suit and then they start putting it on Kid and then they snap it onto the arm. The whole time, like Kid and Junior are just staring at each other.
Just unbroken eye contact the entire time.
And then once they get the EVA suit on and the flashes and fanfare, you are both taken on a one of those hover barges that starts rising up, and the building actually the roof kind of folds down so the top of the sphere becomes open, and you guys just keep rising up. And as you guys rise up out of earshot, Irene says to everyone who's back on the ground, "Okay, now for the second part."
I'm sorry, what?
Your Kid doesn't hear.
You're out of earshot. Go away.
She then presses a button, and on your desks a door opens up, and up rises what look like a variety of very similar to paintball guns. And some are blue and some are green. Yours are blue, theirs are green. And she goes, now the added challenge to this is that you all get to try and disrupt your opponent team's player by pegging them with these colored balls.
God damn it. Oh my god, kids are gonna get so angry and their IQ's gonna plummet. God damn it.
But we have Isaac.
True.
And
But
they're
we have
also mega damage.
Oh yeah.
well, that's not going to help too much because they don't hurt you. They just push
They're
you.
just
It's used to being shot.
They're mega damage paintballs.
Yeah, well, no, they're regular paintballs. But...
No, they're mega damage paintballs. Break that child, Isaac.
That kid just goes down. No, funny thing, kid. The funny thing, kid, you are a mega damage creature, but you are still subject to the laws of physics. So they hand you each a paintball, and I'm going to simplify this. Basically, what I'm going to say is each of you will get one shot, really, in the time, because when they're a mile up, you're not going to be able to reach them. From the time that they reach where you can hit them, and when the parachute launches, you'll each have one shot to try and peg them. And if you peg them, we'll make things much harder for them. There is a variety of weapons, so you can choose one that would fit your WP if you have it. So if you have pistol, there's a pistol there. If you have a rifle, there's a rifle there, etc. Larry, you see the other team. Larry looks very unsure, trying to choose one. Doreen is kind of like, I don't want to touch the things, but I suppose. Sarah just like goes straight to the rifle, takes it up, cocks it, and just looks up.
Jesus Christ! I knew there was something weird about
Looks
her.
at Xavier to see if he's watching.
Yeah.
Up. Kid, you and Junior continue to rise up, and there's just one like attendant on the platform with you, and he says, when we get to the top, you'll both depart. You'll jump off each side, and questions will start being fed to you through your EVA suit. Answer as many as you can, and good luck to you. And then you guys rise up to the top, and when you stop, you hear Junior go, I'm gonna beat you.
Just silent flipping off. And then walking forward.
When you flip him off, he goes, I'm gonna tell my dad.
And
You have a
what's he
dad?
gonna do?
And go! And the attendant just shoves both of you off on either side.
Okay,
And
so
you start plummeting through the air.
really quickly before they actually go, I was wondering something. Could I actually pair with these?
Technically pair.
How much time does it take
pair.
you to pair?
1 minute.
No, you don't have that much time, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well,
that is fine.
while we're going up the giant ass.
Does
drop?
not. No, the thing's going up really fast. Yeah. Well, no. Okay, Isaac. If you immediately start pairing, yes, I'd say probably you have time because otherwise they'd have to be going up so fast.
Okay.
Plus,
now
they
the
actually
other
have to
question.
give us time to pick because there's going to be people.
The
that
G-force alone just.
I'm assuming they
messes
have
us
to
up.
explain to us what we can do when they hand out the guns to us, right?
Right. Yeah. So yes, then you would have time to pair with them.
Then the other question I have is, can I get two, and dual wield?
No, one
No,
weapon each.
not allowed. Okay.
Yeah, one weapon each.
Sad face.
Because technically, then it's two shots. Is when everyone
Yeah,
else has one.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Then he's going to pair with one and make a show of it, be flashy and twirl them around. Be flashy for the cameras and get ready to shoot.
All right. You hear Doreen's mention something about violent hoodlums, but that's all you hear. Then, with that, the attendant shoves both of you off, and you start falling. And first things first, kid, I would like you, to roll an acrobatics check for me.
Oh boy.
I'm going to be doing the same for Junior here.
Fuck
Okay.
you, Junior.
Oh.
You guys fall off. Maybe Junior wasn't expecting getting shoved. Maybe he, I don't know, doesn't know how to skydive. But he starts kind of tumbling. He's not completely out of control, but he is tumbling. Kid, on the other hand, I don't know, maybe you've fallen a lot. Who knows? But you managed to kind of
Just totally blank face.
level out. Yeah, you kind of like level out as in a skydiving position as questions start getting pumped into you through your EVA. So here's what I would like you to do.
Mhm.
I would like you to roll me a D100. And I'd like your target to try and be under your IQ times 3.
Let me check that real quick. 72. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Did it.
Okay. So, kid, they start asking you questions about physics. I mean, like, they start, like, you're almost surprised. We're talking, like, the second law of thermodynamics and, the escape velocity of a planet with this density. And you just start rattling off answers. Boom, boom, boom. You know that one. You work that one out. Down below, you guys can hear over the intercoms what's being said. Kid is just throwing out answers confidently. The junior here on the other side, X 18. That's not fair. It's not a fair question. And so you hear he's struggling a bit, and it looks like he sounds like he's not stable. And I mean, like, physically, not emotionally. No.
Oh, okay.
And
I just go wide.
you begin to see them, and Irene's standing there with her arms up. She's like, all right, they're coming down. Take your shot whenever you like.
Hold
Now-
up. Okay. Wait. I want to do something. Before the teenage girl fires. Let me when that happens, let me know when I want to do something.
Okay. So here's the deal. You guys will be we'll say that you all are good enough to wait until they are within range of your weapon, obviously. You'll have one shot. Now, they are moving at a very high speed, which means that they're going to be harder to hit by 5 because you have to track them. We don't really deal with speed movement that much in this game, but this is definitely one of those times. They are falling at terminal velocity. So your shot to hit them is going to be harder by 5. You can attempt to make a called shot if you would like. And obviously making a called shot would have different effects on it. I'm just going to basically give each of you one shot, and we'll see how you do. So would you like to go first, or would you like me to roll for the Stone Cold Killers first?
Roll the killers.
Killers.
Okay.
So, real quick,
Uh-huh.
would we have the chance to dodge? Because
okay, I'm gonna say no because you have no idea this is coming.
oh, that's true.
Yeah. You have no idea this is coming. So Larry's gonna take a shot. Larry doesn't know how to use weapons. He's just firing wildly at a -5. So, but he does pick up like the biggest gun he found. So
Larry's overcompensating. Xavier says to Anna.
She just smirks but does not respond yet.
Kid, all of a sudden you're answering questions. You think you've got this, and what looks like a giant green sponge hurtles right past you. Like, it misses, but it was close. Then Doreen takes a shot. Doreen, who has actually taken a self-defense course to protect her against the hoodlums around her, is only at a -2.
Like
Because
oh yeah.
plus
Okay.
3, but with that speed thing. So, kid. The big giant sponge flies past you. A split second later, you feel an impact in your gut. It doesn't hurt you, but you just feel like a plap. And then you are thrown kind of off course. Roll me an acrobatics check, please.
Fuck you,
Wow.
Doreen.
You do a spin.
Yeah, Doreen.
Like kid, you do like a spin and immediately catch yourself. It was almost as if you just meant to do that. It was just a trick. And finally, Xavier, Sarah's about to
So
shot.
Xavier's gonna while her mother's fighting or something, he's gonna try lock eyes with her, and then Xavier's gonna give a puppy dog look towards her, do you really have to fire? Type of thing.
Anna slapping your arm.
Don't distract me. I'm distracting her.
Right,
I'm using her infatuation to win.
It's a kid.
Ooh,
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna make
I don't mean it. If it's any better, I don't mean it at all.
That does not make it
Xavier's good at. It's lying.
So she's going for a called shot to the face. She has a +5 to her to hit, so she was going to be at a straight even roll. She's now going to be at a -2.
Sweet.
Because right before she pulled the trigger, she saw Xavier making puppy dog eyes at her. Has to get a 12. No, has to get a
Yeah, if it's a called shot, she has to get higher than a 12.
Yeah, no, but she's going for the head, so it's actually she has to get a oh god, I think she has to get a nat 20 to hit you in the face. Nope. It's enough to hit you. Not enough to hit you in the face. Kid, I'm gonna need a second acrobatics check. What's your acrobatics?
98.
Okay, so you're fine. All right. Okay, so you're hit twice and you recover each one. Now it's everyone else's turn.
Okay.
Let's start with Xavier. Xavier, you taking a shot?
Yep, of course. And I'm not even gonna make it. I'm not even gonna look at my number one fan there. My bonus to hit is +5, so -5 is just a straight D20 roll. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
I'm not gonna do a called shot. I'm just gonna go for the main body, and I got an 11. Yeah,
that's enough to hit. Okay,
take that, you stupid kid.
Okay.
Yeah! Poink!
Xavier, it looks like Junior had just about kind of stabilized himself, and then your shot hits them right in the leg and causes them to start spinning head over heels. Who's going next, Mackenzie or Isaac?
Why do you keep calling it Mackenzie this time?
Anna.
Your character name is Anna.
I don't know.
I'm only calling it out because this is a new thing. I don't.
I know
care.
it's not. I've never done this before. I don't know what's going on. I
did
have
this
a
last
name
session too.
stuck in my
That's
head.
it.
Sorry,
Claire.
Anna.
Okay, we already learned 2 sessions ago. I don't know how bonuses work. Should would aim count in this or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
shot. Yeah.
Okay. So just -5 for my aim shot.
Yeah.
Correct. And you need to get a 10 or higher.
So okay, there we go. Yeah,
Okay.
Ta-da!
So you had a +6 to hit then on the aim shot? Yeah, sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, then you did it right.
Okay. All right.
First time ever.
I don't know.
All right. You peg him again as he's tumbling head over heels. Isaac,
Yes.
what you doing, buddy?
Okay, so I kind of get the feeling that we have this in the bag.
It's a kid.
So what I'm gonna do
Hit him in
is
his
first
tiny
of all,
balls.
First of all,
I should not be the mother of this group.
first of all,
Sorry.
First of all, I would like to know if this is counted as a revolver, an automatic pistol, or an energy pistol. I need to know because there's a difference between the strike bonuses.
Your pick, sir. There was a plethora of weapons available.
All right, let's go with revolver. So I have a
Okay.
+8 to hit. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take the -5, and I'm also going to shoot him in the face for another -6. So that is going to end up being a D20 -3.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, does this count with your linked weapon and everything too?
Yes.
Okay.
So I got a 12.
Ah, Opa!
Oh my god! So you
Called shot
So,
to the face.
while spinning head over heels, he suddenly just sees blue as his face gets impacted with a revolver shot. He
His dad's gonna yell at us and give us a very stern letter.
Have you
Oh
guys
my
ever seen when astronauts are practicing to go to space and they get on that contraption that spins them 3 different directions
Yeah.
at once? That's
Yeah.
what this kid looks like at the moment.
Kid's
Oh.
just like smoothly skating on, and this guy's just like flailing wildly
Kid,
around.
roll me one more D100, which is your IQ up times 3. This poor kid basically just has to roll under their IQ. Nope.
Yeah.
Hey, motherfucker!
We're gonna get so many points.
Oh, I'm so glad Kid did this.
Kid just rattles off answer after answer. Junior's just
I want my mommy.
Oh, I feel so bad for them, but not really.
and eventually the parachutes open up and you hear like and you just hear like it's like dead silence as you just hear like over the speakers sobbing as Junior starts coming like floating gently down to the ground. Is Kid saying anything? The questions have stopped.
No, they're just silently floating down. They'll let him marinate in his own shame.
Shamanade.
As you guys touch the ground, Irene goes, "Welcome back. Well, it looks like the scores on the board tell all. I'm sorry, what was your name?" And
Kid.
Irene's Kid. Kid, really? All right, Kid
Damn.
answered every question right, while Junior. And then she kind of looks straight at Junior. "Well, I'm sorry, kiddo. Looks like you got every one wrong." And you guys now have 36 points to their 6.
Oh.
I know,
Fantastic.
right? Thank you, Anna. God.
I'm sorry, 35 points to their 6. Because you only had 5 points. You didn't have 6 before.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
you got 30 points for that event.
Okay.
Kid just looks over at him and does the like thumb over neck gesture and then walks away.
And give me a second, guys. Let me roll something here. Okay.
Did we get
all
that
right.
sternly worded letter?
No.
Hey,
Um,
listen, they decided to call themselves the Stone Cold Killers. We had to knock them
and
down
then
a
they
couple
panned them
pegs.
against real stone cone killers.
We murdered so many cones, you have no
We're
idea.
called the Snow Cone Killers.
So Dareen immediately like runs to my baby, and she starts like hugging Junior and trying to get the EVA suit off of him. And when you get the helmet off, you just see that like he has like the picture of a kid that just ate a sour piece of fruit. He is just livid and mad.
His IQ went down even more then.
He you know he's getting the AVA suit up. Kid
Mm-hmm.
he grabs one of the sponge pellets that attached to him, the one that was on his helmet that Isaac shot him with, and throws it at the back of Kid's head. Now, 2 things. 1, I'm going to leave it up to you whether or not Kid notices this, and 2, does Kid try and dodge?
Plus sign from Isaac.
Yes, Isaac.
I would like to use telekinesis to stop the ball mid-air and drop it to the ground.
Okay. Never mind, kid.
Because I got kids back.
Yeah.
He just looks at it and then just like throws a temper tantrum. And I mean falls on the ground, kicking his heels, full blown temper.
Wait, isn't he 12?
Yes.
A little old to
Yes,
have a
he
tantrum.
is.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, he is.
depends on how much of a white suburban mom you've been raised by.
I think we have 100% one here.
Mm.
Actually, so I'm going to pull this more narratively.
Okay.
Over the course of the next 15 minutes, the kid, Junior, throws a temper tantrum. Doreen starts yelling at the staff, the host, everyone about how just unacceptable this is, that you maliciously bullied her baby, and she demands to speak to whoever's in charge here. And Larry is following behind going, sweetheart, maybe, I mean, we did sign up, we did know, okay, all right, sweetheart.
Oh God.
Sarah's
She's in
just
Mama Bear
over
mode.
there, like with this kind of rolling her eyes look, and over the course of the next 15 minutes, the Stone Cold Killers forfeit.
Hooray! I love winning by default. That means we get all the prize money, right?
Considering that the only 2 events you participated in, one of them was perfect. One of them was perfect, and one of them was not so perfect. You actually get 60,000 clicks.
Hooray!
That's a lot of money.
And kid, you are told that you now hold the record for the highest, the only person to get a perfect score on that event.
Yeah.
In the history of the game show. You are also told that while it is not enough for a full episode, it will most certainly be aired. And
Sweet.
your entry fees are recouped.
Hooray!
Fantastic.
Is that part of the 60,000 or?
No. So basically, if you marked off the 4,000, just put that back on.
Yeah, I already
I'm glad
took care of
Anna
it.
was not focal point at any point then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly, like, I mean, there are other events, but I mean,
No, that's fine. We can.
No.
Because a kid
We can
has a
win.
temper tantrum.
I just want to make sure if there's like, I want to make sure when this thing hits air that I record it for my own personal archives.
This is very important and needs to be saved.
Yes, it is.
When you get back home and you see it airs like the next day. Not only does it air, but it has fantastic camera angles. It has
I look great.
Instant replay on when he gets hit in the face and starts tumbling.
Are there sound effects?
Poor kid.
I never thought I'd laugh at a 12-year-old getting hit in the face with a paintball before, but yet here we are.
When you said they're on vacation, are they from Zebron?
No,
they're
no,
not.
they're not.
Okay, at least there's that for this poor kid.
Hang on. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Vacation.
There is something that goes viral, which is a picture of the family, not him, but a picture of the family while
She's having her temper tantrum?
no, while he gets like right before he gets shot in the face, and the picture goes viral because I can't find the picture I'm thinking in my head, but the mom looks no. The mom looks horrified. Okay, here he goes. I found the picture. The mom looks horrified. The dad looks horrified. The daughter is grinning.
Oh, is it the Survivor clip?
Yeah.
I
Like
haven't
where
seen
everyone's
this.
horrified. Hang on, I found
It's
it. I'll
great.
shoot it to you in Discord. So it looks kind of like this.
It is us. Oh, no, the GIF's better. The GIF's better.
Yeah, the gift's better.
I didn't have that one.
I'm
we're
gonna
basically-
find it.
Yeah, basically it blows up because the parents look horrified and the sister, like, they know what's coming and she is just
I got it.
ecstatic.
No. Fuck you.
Hey!
Wow.
Wow.
Daddy.
Yeah, here it is for stream.
Oh my god, I love it.
So it
So
goes
good.
viral. Not only because of that, but because also it was Sophie Clay's entourage.
Entourage.
That's
Yeah.
what it's been
Management
labeled
rescue
as.
team. All right, fine.
Essentially,
And so with that, yeah, you get your earnings on the way home. It airs the next day. It airs about 3 times, so more than capable of recording it.
Hooray!
Okay.
And with that, you guys, you also get a pretty cheap trophy.
We can put it in the Starluck Lounge.
Yeah.
we could put it at the door.
We did a thing. Yeah, we can put it next to the door.
It's like a cheap trophy that says "Who even knows" on it.
Where'd you get it? Who even
Yeah.
knows?
That is perfect for us.
That is.
Yep.
Oh,
And
we should get drinks after that.
Mhm.
Yes, celebratory drinks.
I just love Kid just rattling off complex physics questions like it's nothing. Gets hit, spins once, keeps going.
Still staring at the kid.
You'd be surprised
Making
how
eye
advanced
contact.
those kids shows are in the future.
Family shows. That's not really a family show that you can show up drunk to for some reason. Anywho.
Stranger
No,
danger. I have physics.
she was referring to the kid shows Kid was watching on the ship.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Yeah, so you guys go get drinks. I mean, it's not
Yes.
like you can't afford it.
yeah, exactly. Just out of our prize money, not our special fund money.
And
Mhm.
with that, am I correct in saying that you guys start gearing up to head back towards your original time, except for, of course,
Anna.
Anna's original time?
Yeah. No, I'm
actually-
actually ready to get out. Mm-hmm. Oh.
To make it slightly, I should go talk to Finn before anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys pretty much have free reign. Like you can come in and out of Finn Mookie's headquarters as you please. You've done enough for her that you pretty much welcome there anytime. So
Anna probably made the security. She can get around it if she wanted to.
but yeah, no, you see Finn Mookie when you walk up, she's getting a briefing. Someone's talking to her, believe it or not, about the senator that you all made a deal with, and just the briefing is just a slight concern that the amount of drugs the senator is consuming. Their only concern is if there's going to be if this is going to be a very long-term deal or not. And
Yeah. This is this is Rob Ford incarnate.
Oh, God,
Rest in
please
peace,
don't.
Robert.
and the briefing is actually trying to go over ways of maybe somehow reducing any physical harm, because this is a pretty sweet deal for them and they'd like to keep this guy around as long as possible. But you know, when the briefing's pretty much over, Finn would turn to Anna. Welcome back. I saw you did a bit of game showing.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Well, it was for someone.
Shrug.
What can I help you with?
Is there someone actually in the room with us, or is it just her at this point?
No, it's just both of you at the moment.
So, I'm assuming you've guessed by this point that your father was not the first group I've worked with.
Well, few people are not experienced when they come to us, yes.
I have some evidence to show that they might be, at least my old group, might be starting to make a presence on Zebron. I don't know if they're going to be trying to take over any of your territory or if they're just going to sit around here. But I figured I should at least warn you.
I see. And who is this old group?
They're from a planet called Evictus, if you know of that.
I have heard of it, yes. We don't have any chapters there, so but I am aware of it.
It would be Ian Hyde's group, if you know of him.
And Hyde. She kind of
Ian Hyde.
pauses. Ian Hyde, sorry, yeah, sorry. She pauses. Wasn't that... That was the fellow that bought up that company that I looked into for your friend.
Yes.
I see. That is quite a remarkable coincidence. This Ian, he seems to be a businessman, an entrepreneur. I did not know he was into, well, black market type deals.
That's his expertise, if anything.
I see. Should I be worried?
Yes.
I see.
He's dangerous. And he is ruthless.
And you think he may be making a move on my territory?
I don't know. He might be making a move, or he's just here for me.
Interesting. Well, what are your plans then?
We're going to be setting out for a bit again. I don't know how long, and I don't know what I'm going to do yet after that.
Fair enough. If you could, leave whatever evidence you have and any information that you think might help me as far as his methods, things to look out for, that kind of thing. And I appreciate the warning.
I can give you more than enough information.
If that's the case, might I make a suggestion? Your friend seemed incredibly interested in information on, well, a specific individual. It's not my place to give more information than that, but knowing that this Ian bought out that company, they might find that information very interesting indeed.
You all right? I'll talk to them soon about it.
Very well. Well then, I wish you luck in your travels. Stay out of trouble. Yes.
One last thing. Before the last time I was in here, I brought up if you saw any suspicious figures. If you hear of anyone named Sam Vale, he's most likely the closest figure to Ian who will show up here. And hopefully he doesn't.
Sam Vale.
Yes.
She looks very concerned at that. She goes,
Anna raises an eyebrow.
It might be best if you go. Now, out the side door.
He's fucking here, isn't he?
I am supposed to be having a meeting with him to discuss opportunities. Actually, now.
Finn sees Anna afraid for the first time ever.
As her player giggles.
She goes, out the side door. You know the one. I will delay him and probably eventually tell him that I don't think we'll be working together. If what I think is true, though, either they know you are a part of this, and she kind of motions around her, or they are making a move. Either way, wherever you go, it might not be a bad idea if you stay gone for a little while. Give me a chance to clean up around here.
Thank you, Finn.
Of course. Well, do your best to stay out of trouble. I expect to see you again in one piece.
Yeah. Yep,
She-
she's gonna start going. Do you want me to roll a morale check?
Yes, but not a very hard one. Just roll me a prowl check.
Okay.
Because you're in very familiar territory. Yeah, you're
70
fine.
is my morale.
That's fine. Even if you'd failed a little bit, you would have been okay. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I want. You know what? She'll want to confirm it actually is him. Like, not go up, but she would want to try and see.
Finn will show you a monitor.
Okay.
It is definitely him.
Fuck out, guy.
Down to the outfit.
Fuck. Yep, no, she out.
Yeah. So you sneak out the side door, head back towards the ship.
Probably a very long way.
Yes.
Oh,
So
shit. She will still be panicking when she gets to the ship, too.
Tessa would probably notice if no one else would, but Tessa's going to be with Hart. And Isaac, you'll notice this too. Tessa hardly leaves Hart's side.
Cool.
Got competition, homie. No, just kidding. Would you like to have a player interaction, Mackenzie? Or,
yes.
Okay. Then for sure, then Xavier will notice. We'll just say, for the sake of convenience, maybe Xavier's taking a last itinerary on all the supplies and items and make sure the repairs to the ship were A-okay. When he notices Anna come on in. Visibly shaken, you said?
Oh, yeah.
Xavier will do a double take, and he'll say, Anna, you look like you've seen a ghost.
Might as well have, yeah.
What's up?
Some people from my past are apparently closer than I thought they were.
I take it by your expression, these are dangerous people from your past?
If they either want me dead or broken.
Okay.
And
Do
I've
they know
kind of
you're
been
here?
on the...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. In the ship, hopefully not. And on Zebron, yes.
Xavier pauses for a little while, and then he asks, with a raised eyebrow, are we going to have to take care of them, or is this something that you want to just avoid?
Finn said she was going to try and do it while we were gone. But they are not easy to take out.
Well, we were getting ready to head off, and I can assure you where we're going, there is absolutely no way they can follow, if that's what you want. If that's what's going to make you happy. We were going to obviously offer you a place aboard the ship regardless of our destination, but you've probably known through casual conversation that we're not from this time period. We're from about 600 years in the past, so that's why we're going to take care of this orb business, and Xavier gives clear of his throat some personal business on my part.
That would help at the moment, yes.
Okay. Well, how about you give me a hand making sure the integrity of our repairs are A-okay, and we can hit the skies ASAP.
Sure. I should also probably let you guys know at this point, it is my old boss, first of all.
Okay.
And my ex is now on the Zebron.
X,
Who is not his new right-hand man?
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds like you got a little bit of personal business as well. Xavier says with a bit of a chuckle.
Well, the last time I saw him is he was supposed to run away with me, and then he was late, so I left him behind.
Xavier says, kind of raising both eyebrows, but not making any sort of judgment in his tone or anything like that. It's more of a interesting type of tone. Well, I don't know if this is the time to talk about it, but how about you and I share a couple drinks and we'll vent out our pasts to each other. How does that sound?
Yeah, I should tell everyone this. Like, she's been pacing this entire time. At that point, she'll just stop and start just, like, rubbing her face.
Xavier is going to kind of put down his, I don't know, I guess it would be like a tablet or like a virtual clipboard or some silly thing like that. Or like close his hollow computer on his wrist. He's going to say, I really have never seen you before. You're normally pretty cool and collected, even when faced with some pretty bizarre stuff, mostly Lucas's magic. This has really got you rattled to the core.
I've been on the run for 4 years, and this is the closest they've ever gotten in over 3.
Well, Xavier says, giving a reassuring smile and like maybe a pat on Anna's like shoulder. If she'll let him like breach the personal space, and he'll say, well, that's as close as they're ever going to get now. Right?
No response.
You do want to go, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can't
What?
look at the 3 gal text.
Clipboard with hollow paper. Yes.
Anyways.
Okay. I don't know what else to say in character.
Nope.
We're good?
Anna's gonna go. Yeah, Anna will help you in that. She's gonna go.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, we'll have. I think we're gonna. I think we'll have like a little in character share session or something like that. But maybe once we're up and safe and out of Zeberon, on our way to Frontier Station. Okay. All right. Great.
Sure.
Like, I'll
actually,
just get ready to go.
There's always a wait, like a queue to use the temporal gates. So there's always a period of time between when you leave Zeberon and when you actually go through.
Okay. Great.
So before that, is there anything else anyone would want to do on Zeberon before? I'm sorry, that is just the best picture ever. Elora has just very quickly sketched the picture that went viral on Zeberon. Is there anything else anyone would want to do on Zeberon before you guys head off?
Convert my money back to galactic credits. I didn't have a lot, but now we do have quite a bit of clicks, right?
You all get credits now.
But we earned clicks, remember, with the embezzlement that I did.
Absolutely right. Anyone who wants to trade your stuff back, the exchange rate is 1 to 3.
So we'll get 3 galactic credits
for every 1 click. Correct.
Okay. Let me go with the group loot. Because I don't know when we're going to be back, and we can always convert it later on, so I'm going to convert pretty much all of my cash. So.
Yeah, luckily, you don't lose too much converting back and forth.
Oh.
The Zeberon market is pretty stable.
All right, so Xavier is 1.742. Wait. 760, so times that by 3.
Yes.
Ooh, another 5 million for Xavier. Plus 13,266, 147. I really gotta start buying stuff. I have 18 million credits. I'm richer than all of you combined. By a ton.
Xavier just shows up one day with like a robot mechanic war machine. It's like, can you pilot it? No, but man. Oh. You hired a pilot.
Train of thought. I need to get my armor fixed.
Sure.
Need to get 60 MDC for that.
Somewhere. Give me a second. I have those prices somewhere.
Yeah, so I should do that before I start converting.
Crap, Google Drive. Why aren't you working?
Yeah, while we're doing this,
tell you what, I'll just let you know over the course of the week how much that would cost you.
Okay.
At some point.
Is it okay if I convert a group loot to galactic credits as well while I'm here?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, for the most part, it already is. I think.
All right, so now I have 32 million.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll have it open my calculator. There we go. 32,697,542. That'll get us a lot of repairs. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Anyone else? Anything else? Is there anything else anyone wants to do while you're here before you head out?
No. I'm eager to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Well, I'm eager to go. I don't know about Xavier. But we'll find out.
All right. Anyone else?
Kid would have finalized a design for Cyber 6's fancy new duds.
Yes.
And
mhm.
I have not finished it, but I can give you the rough draft.
Sure,
so
I would
far,
love the rough draft.
because armor is hard.
Yeah, it is definitely not the easiest thing to fix or to draw. Sorry,
To fix or draw.
multitasking, not good for me. So Anna,
Me.
it is 6. No, sorry. That would be what? 2,000 clicks per 10 MDC.
Perfect.
All right, now give me a second. Wow, it's very elf-like. I like it. All right, cool. So we'll say that Cyber 6 goes to the Defense Force store and has them fabricate it. And he wears it. And you guys all see, next time you see Cyber 6, when you're getting ready to go, he has his sombrero on. And he's not wearing his poncho, actually, because he is showing off very intricate armor that is now attached to his frame. It has slightly more protection than his original one. Slightly higher MDC. And Kid actually did a really good job. It looks like, I'm looking at this, and it looks like something an elf would wear, a space elf. It's actually really cool.
Space elf, you say?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
So he seems very pleased with it.
Okay.
And with that, everyone's on board. What NPCs would you guys like to take with you? Or maybe it'd be a better idea to ask, are there any NPCs you would like to leave behind?
Well, I think it really kind of should be up to them, because we're going 600 years either back in time to their actual time or out of sync. So really,
Yeah.
I'm open for all of them to come if they want, but we shouldn't pressure them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, then no. Everyone pretty much wants to go. Sarah's from that time anyway, so she doesn't mind at all. In fact, she thinks it might be interesting to see how things have progressed. Cathor's out of time, no matter where he goes. So he thinks that there's still plenty to teach Isaac, and he will mention to Xavier and Anna at some point that he thinks that there's great potential in Isaac, but don't tell him. Don't want him to get too big of a head or anything, which is odd because you've never known Isaac to be that kind of person. But he's like, just don't tell him. I don't want it to go to his head.
We've been a bad influence, Xavier.
And he also says that it might be a good idea to have him on hand in case you know there's something wrong with the orb. Elisa would love to travel with you guys because she is on a pilgrimage of sorts anyway, and seeing the universe and learning new perspectives is exactly what she's been tasked to do by her no longer goddess, who is
her mundane goddess, her ex-goddess.
If I remember correctly, yeah, she went with Xavier to Frontier Station, so she's there somewhere. So Elisa would definitely want to go with you.
Great.
Yeah, and of course Tessa's going to follow wherever her sister goes.
Yes, she's not letting her out of the sight at the moment.
Yeah. She's a little bit. When Anna tells Tessa kind of reacts the same way, slightly less, only because Tessa
didn't fuck him.
Not so much that. It's more like Tessa doesn't grasp the severity that Anna does.
Yeah. as much as now would be a good time to do what I talked with you about once, I'm going to save that till after we come back.
Oh, okay. Understood. So yeah, and the kids are in boarding school. So
Bye, kids.
they're
See
staying there.
you. Enjoy
All right.
boarding school.
So we will say, and again, we can narratively, if you guys like over the course of the week go, oh crap, before we left everyone, I really wanted to do this, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
We can usually always just retcon whatever we need to do.
There's only one thing, but I don't think it'll be an issue.
Okay, what's up?
It's buying one thing, but we can do that later.
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
burn.
What?
Nothing.
Oh,
All right.
burn! You wanting to buy things? There's no buying
I have
burn.
a feeling I know what it is, that's all.
What kind of crazy player spends money?
Yeah, how dare
I
you
mean-
not afford it like me and never spend it? All right. Anywho,
So you guys lift off of Zeberon, and
Sweet.
you get clearance to travel back. And I didn't quite go over this, Xavier. I want to quickly go over some stuff that you would know. You are returning back to Frontier Station about 2 years after you left, which is a little bit more time than you guys have spent away. You've only spent maybe a year away in Zeberon's time, given the 6-month journey and all that. But
okay.
you went to that time period specifically because that's like the information you were given about when to meet your daughter. So
so this won't be like a year after she magicked me away from her.
No.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried about that.
This will be basically real time, so it'll be a couple of days after.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Maybe a week at the most.
Okay.
But this is basically you're jumping back to about 2 years after you guys left the first time.
Gotcha. The first time. All right.
Correct. And I do have a couple questions to ask you. You went to Frontier Station with Levine. Did you meet with anyone while you were there? Like Pa or anyone of that nature?
That's a good question.
I at the very least want to meet up with Pa.
No. I'm asking...
She's asking when you dropped me off at Frontier Station.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Like during the time skip. Did he?
Yeah, during the time skip.
Oh, sorry.
I think I would have, just out of courtesy. I let him know that everything was okay, so to speak, with Hart and his ship and everything else.
Okay.
But I was on Frontier Station for personal business, and I'd probably ask for his assistance in trying to find this so-called daughter of mine, Susanna. And maybe it was due to his help I was able to, because I knew she was on Frontier Station, but I didn't know where, right? Or when she would arrive, right? Because this was some namby-pamby prophecy that Xavier didn't even think would be like real, right? So yeah, I definitely probably would have connected with Pa and probably connected with some of Xavier's loose contacts on Frontier Station. You know, keep an ear to the ground, and obviously ask for Levine's help as well.
Okay. So all that did take place. So that way, it's good for me to know. So, and you can let them know as well that you're going to be going back to about 2 years after everyone left, and give or take, Xavier, between 5 to 7 days after you got teleported away.
Okay.
All right. So we'll say that you guys are in the queue. You've got about a 2-hour wait before you can go through the temporal gate.
And we'll be popping up pretty close to Frontier Station when we go through that gate, right?
Correct. Like within 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
Light travel. Yeah.
All right. So Xavier's like waiting at the queue and whatnot. He's like tapping at the control board, looking at the clock. And he's looking kind of restless, too. He gets out of his chair. He paces a little bit. And then underneath the breath, he says, oh, fuck it. And then he's going to hit the intercom. He's going to say across everyone, this is an open invitation to anyone. Instead of just waiting in line like a bunch of schnucks, we might as well head over to to our lounge, have a few drinks, and maybe I should catch you all up on this whole daughter situation, Xavier says. Yeah, open invitation. And then he'll kind of give his arms a shake and then head over towards the lounge. And
Hannah's already there.
And Hannah's already there.
Actually, Anna would 100% be there, and she would have a drink for her, but it doesn't look like it's been touched. She just looks like she's staring into space and maybe didn't even register your intercom.
Oh, okay. When Xavier comes in, he'll say, it's more effective if you actually drink it, he says as he heads over towards our little mini bar. And I am finding the strongest, it could be like Taldesan whiskey or whatever the fuck it is here 600 years in the future that we stocked our bar with. But I want to find the strongest thing to sip at while we have our little character chats.
You also startled Anna. She did not hear you come in.
Well, I intercommed. This is
No,
all
she
Anna's
didn't process that you
Mhm.
did that. She was so far into her own mind.
So, who else is coming to kill the wait time with some chat?
I'll go.
Okay. Oh, kid is typing. Type. I hate you all. Okay.
With crackers.
Sweet. Okie dokie.
And I will say that for the sake of argument, most of the NPCs will be there, but they're going to be quiet most of the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So after Xavier takes a drink and he'll offer a beverage to anyone else, he'll look to Anna and say, well, you look like you have a lot on your chest as well. Do you want to go first? Kind of airing out your thoughts, or would you like me? Mm-hmm.
You can go.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Xavier says with a bit of a smirk as he slides past the bar into one of the large cushy chairs, leaning into it. He'll say, maybe at the end of this, you'll feel a little bit better. Maybe about yourself. Maybe about the entire situation. Xavier takes a deep breath and a bit of a sigh and sips on his extremely strong drink. And he'll say, I'll try to make this as succinct as possible, my friends, but we've traveled for a long time. We have seen some stupendous things together. And it's only fair that you know a little bit about my past so you know what we're going to get into. And I honestly do, think I'm going to need as much as your help in this as I can. So, this all started back about 16-ish years ago. I was a young smuggler, just getting into the game. Oh, by the way, out of character, if I drop from whatever reason, please let me know so we don't have what happened the last time.
I will
Xavier popped in.
pre-set up a comment.
Yeah, okay. Okie dokie. Anywho. Oh, you guys are okay for like a couple minutes of story time with
Go.
Xavier,
Go for
right?
it, dude.
Okay, cool. Xavier says, this happened about 16 years ago. I was just getting into the game. Getting into my connections, starting to, do what I really like to do, which was outsmart law enforcement. And a big opportunity sat on my lap. A wealthy merchant, 2 systems away, was looking to hire someone who could infiltrate a low-tech, high-magic planet and recover a piece of jewelry that was lost there. He was a collector of sorts, and he said in his ancient ancestry, he had some sort of family connection to this. I saw this as a golden opportunity. This merchant named Fargo Glynn had a lot of connections, political and underworld. He wasn't dirty. He wasn't a robber baron. He just knew people. Think a junior level of Thraxus. So I took the job. I was adamant on that job. I convinced him that I was the best person, and I lied through my teeth, saying that I knew magic, I'd been to this planet before, I had my own transportation, all that. It was a lie. Complete lie. I spent my very last credit renting this second-hand tiny skiff to head over to the target planet. Lush green world, steeped and riddled with these strange blue lines everywhere. I landed, infiltrated, and kind of got to know the local populace. Low tech but friendly. I said I was from out of town, and thankfully their language was very similar to Trade Speech 3. After about a week on the planet, I was able to nail down the piece, nail down where this long-lost piece of jewelry, a bracelet, was. And I found out why no one else had tried to recover it before. It was lost in these ruins that caved in due to earthquake event on the planet decades and decades ago. It was rumored to be filled with pitfalls and traps and monstrous denizens, and oh my goodness, the tales got taller and taller every little bar, every tavern I went to. But, desperate and stupid, I went there. I went into the ruins and tried to find it. And I didn't quite find it right away. Instead, I found another group, a party of individuals, hired by a local baroness. And not just hired by the baroness, duchess actually, but actually led by her as well. In the ruins, we butted heads, and the first time I laid eyes on her, curly blonde hair, svelte features, athletic, and the most confident, cocky smile I'd ever saw, I hated her at first sight. She was a competition. It was very clear that we were both under the same bracelet, after the same bracelet. She said it was a part of her family's heirlooms, and it was a birthright of her mother and the mother before, etc., etc., etc. And at first I tried to reason with her, and it didn't quite work. And she used some magical tricks on me, which had some effect, he'll say, with a bit of a scoff as he takes another drink. Regardless, within the ruins, for the next 3 days, we played cat and mouse. Sometimes she would find it, and I would steal it from her. Sometimes I would find it from her hiding spot, and she would steal it from me. Back and forth we went. And it wasn't aggressive. We didn't try to hurt each other. We just tried to get past each other, get one by each other, try to get out of the ruins without the other one knowing, with the bracelet in hand. Eventually, I ended up being the victor in that, and she, in her wisdom, I suppose, gave up. She said she had no more interest in the bracelet herself, and that the thrill of the hunt and meeting me was more than reward enough. That, Xavier says, looking almost forlorn, should have been an indicator for what was to come. Because my initial loathing of her over those past 3 days changed. I first respected her, and then I became enamored with her. And so when she invited me to her estate as a gesture of goodwill, that she really wasn't interested in this piece of jewelry anymore, this little bracelet, I accepted. We got to know each other extremely well. And for 3 weeks, we were in each other's company. And he'll take another drink, a bigger gulp this time, and he'll say, those 3 weeks, I honestly think, were the happiest in my entire life. In fact, it might be the most happiest time I had at all. We became lovers, and we got to know each other extremely well. I told her exactly who I was, who hired me, why I was there, and she told me about her family. No, excuse me. Her name was Zephaniah Haranta, and her family were, for lack of better words, rulers of a small duchy in the area. But her power was more symbolic than actually being much of a ruler. They had more of a council that did most of the affairs, but they kept the duchy for traditional reasons. But she was still extremely wealthy. And as I grew in love with her, and as we shared each other's bed, I decided that that stupid bracelet wasn't worth the initial contract. And I told her one night in her arms that she could have it. As long as I could stay there with her, I had no interest in the bracelet either. Kind of a bit of a long pause. But the deadline was coming up, you see. The merchant that hired me wasn't going to wait forever to get his property that he hired me for. And now I'll have to digress a moment, so you really have to understand my decision. Ever since I was a child, I was rescued from a war-torn area from a smuggler. I always wanted to follow in her footsteps. I tracked her down when I was, well, Susanna's age, this kid who's been trying to find me, wanting to be trained. Because when people say smuggler, they think of someone who smuggles drugs or arms or other such illegal things. But isn't it funny? Any government anywhere could make anything illegal. They could make people illegal, cultures, religions, and they'll wipe them out. And sometimes someone who knows to get past security, whether it be planetary or space station, could save a holy text, could save a cultural relic, it could save people's lives. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I want to do. But nobody hires someone with good intentions to save their culture, to save their people. They hire the best, they hire the most discreet, and they hire the most reliable. If you are a smuggler who backstabs backstabs the people who pay them, who doesn't do what they want, word spreads. We don't come with our resumes. A good smuggler, their livelihood is dependent on the word and their reputation. And when it comes to those serious situations, when an entire way of life is being risked, you do not hire that person who the rumors say, oh, they never completed their job. Oh, they backstabbed me. Oh, they deceived me. I had to make a choice. I had to either choose to give up everything I trained to do, everything I wanted to do, for the love of a wonderful woman, or I had to betray that woman so I could keep my reputation. So I could go back to that merchant, a job well done, and then, with more jobs and more jobs, a reputation so I could get in line with saving people the same way I was saved from that war-torn homeworld. It wasn't an easy decision. And I tricked myself, you know. I tricked myself in believing that she just said she loved me so I would give up that stupid fucking bracelet. And she would win in the end anyway. I convinced myself, and there's a part of me that is very, very suspicious, to thinking that she just charmed me out of it. That in the end, I didn't win the bracelet. She won, with me falling for her. So in the dead of night, I got into my shitty second-hand jalopy of a spaceship, and I left. And I haven't been back since. I have no idea if this kid who says she's my daughter is actually my daughter. Is it physically possible? Oh yeah, definitely. But she was an attractive woman. She was powerful. And she was desired by many people. That kid, Susanna, could be someone else's, but I don't know. There's a really good chance she's my kid, so I want to go back. I want to find her. And, with your help, I want to go take her back to her mother and get this all straightened out.
We can definitely do that. Definitely.
Thanks. And if it's any consolation, I didn't sleep for about a month after I left Zephastra. Yeah, go ahead, kid.
Kid offers you a single cracker.
Xavier will take it, and he'll laugh, and he'll say, listen, okay, so Xavier got his heart broken. Big whoop, right? It's not that big of a deal, but I just figured you should know the whole story before you hear it from either Susanna's lips or, oh God, we go back and we see Zephaniah. So, Anna, did you betray the woman that you loved?
No, I did not do that.
So, see? Now you should feel a little bit better. And Xavier
those
gives a
ones were mutual
sarcastic
first.
smile.
Jesus. I don't want to do this. That being
Was that in character?
that was in character. Her going, I don't want to do this was in character, as she's just like rubbing her face.
I don't know. I feel a little bit better, Xavier says, laughing. But of course, it could be this Teldassian brandy.
We have brandy? No. Okay, anyways. I'm gonna stop avoiding shit for once in life. Damn it, Squee, you distracted me. When I was at Finn's, I came in too close of a chance of running into my ex, surprisingly enough. She's gonna look at Sarah and go, the one you've been trying to get so much information about, in fact.
Oh,
Okay.
he was there?
He was right outside the door.
Huh.
So, I guess now it's my turn to tell my story. Essentially, I'm from a planet called Evictus. I'm from a town that's on a coast. The city literally comes out of the coast, in fact. It's not the most savory of places, and it's the prime picking for a black market. A man named Ian High took great efforts to make that his territory, and I was a part of his group for a while. And when I say, well, essentially mean my entire life. I didn't know anything else. I was just essentially his loyal employee until about 19. Some stuff started to happen that made me disillusioned, but I stuck by him. I didn't leave then. It took 2 years before it got to that point. To keep it short, I fucked up. Tessa's life was threatened, and we had to go at a moment's notice. So I broke into one of the vaults. I stole a bunch of valuables. I caused a scene, and then I ran. I have not been back for 4 years, and he is not happy that I left at all. Because the thing is, whenever anyone leaves that group without his permission, they are usually hunted down, brought to court, and then executed in front of everyone. Very few people succeeded in leaving. And now they have found me on Zebron.
Does Ian ever let anyone leave of their own volition, even if they are really nice?
You stuttered.
Huh? Oh, I said,
Yeah.
does Ian ever let anybody leave, even if they ask really, really nice?
No. Not especially not when you've pissed him off.
Well, he sounds like a bit of a control freak.
He's also my father.
Oh! Xavier says. So you're saying your father's trying to kill you?
I don't know if he wants me dead or broken, but she'll look at Tessa. I'm not the only one he's concerned about either.
You know, I was
My
originally
life
gonna...
is the...
Sorry.
Good, go.
I was originally gonna offer to, shoot the guy, but now that he's your dad,
Yeah.
Oh no, shoot him, please!
Oh.
I would love that.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
Tessa goes, Anna!
I was just gonna offer you one of my guns so you can shoot him, but okay. That sounds good.
What? Excuse me. Anna, I get it. I know he's not the greatest man, but he's our father.
You saw all the shit he put us through. He's a fucking monster.
She's just kind of silent at that.
You saw all the blood spilt in that court. Because he made us watch.
What insane court of law are you talking about? Says Xavier. Listen, I've seen some pretty despotic governments, but this one sounds like it takes the cake.
Well, shrug. She looks very uncomfortable right now.
All right, another time, says Xavier, finishing off his drink.
Kid, you remember that name. I mean, with your IQ, I'm not even going to make you... You remember that name, Ian? That's the guy that bought the corporation that you and Finn Mookie suspected Mother ran.
I actually forgot about that, yeah. Also...
Okay, good. Just making sure you know.
Yeah. Anything that helps me, because I completely forgot about that part of this. Also, he apparently recently obtained a front that I didn't even know about. While we were doing the heist and I was messing around with the computers, I was selfish for a couple moments and took all the files they had on Ian. It's one of the ways I've learned that Sam, my ex, is now his right hand. And also that he recently purchased Liquid and is controlling that. Reaction from Kid?
And let me bring it to Kid now for the live reaction.
Just very silent. And before it was just kind of like them sitting on a chair that's probably like way too big for them, kind of swinging their legs, munching on crackers. Now it's just a very drawn in silence. Like they've stopped eating, they've stopped like wiggling in their seat, and it looks like they've shrunken in on themselves.
Oh. It looks like things are more connected than they should be.
It was bound to happen, says Xavier, with a wry smile.
Yeah.
So
guess.
essentially, we have a lot to look forward to when we go back to Zebron. But for now, let's go reunite Xavier with his kid. It's also
allegedly, says Xavier. Alleged kid. We're gonna find that out for sure, I suppose. I mean,
well,
it's been 15 years, 16 years, Xavier says. What's the worst that could happen, right? She'll slap me a few times.
You can go deal with my boyfriend.
No, Xavier actually ponders for a moment. Actually, that might not be so bad. No, I have to. I
would gladly deal with whoever instead of Pa because I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, Xavier says, if the time coordinates are right on base of where we're headed, it'll only be a week to 10 days after I was sent away.
Yes, but you met with Pa and you said that Hart was great and fine and all of that. And
well,
now
Hart's alive and she's healthy and she's been through some things, but I think it's more cruel to keep it a secret than to not be honest, Xavier says. I know that's really weird coming from me, but...
Hart lifts up her head and she's got an uncharacteristically serious look on her face. She says, when we get back, I will talk to Pa. I would never keep this from him.
Yeah, there you go. See? Xavier kind of gives a bit of a laugh, and he'll say, when I was with Zephania, there was a phrase that she always used to say. She'd say, Xavier, you can take a picture of the sun, but it won't help you see the light. In other words, as I was lectured more than a few times, if you're actually going to do good, you have to do good. It can't just look like you do good. Also, we'll have to let them know about the wedding bells.
Kid just kind of like comes a little bit out of like their weird moment and looks at him and goes, is that what that means?
What? What wedding? Oh god, he's gonna kill me.
Kid was asking. No, I don't think that wedding was actually.
No, that was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You guys hear a bing boom. Second chance. Your position is up. Please make preparations for the final approach to the temporal gate.
Oh boy.
Okay, which one of us drank the least?
You did.
Shit, okay.
You just stared at it. I actually drank.
That's true.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Actually, no, I don't think she might have like taken like a sip right before she started the story, but I think she did not drink for once. Okay.
No, I think at some point you would have found that Indigo had lost patience and pounded it.
Okay, I wish you told me that because that would have gotten a reaction.
Oh, you just noticed. You weren't paying any attention.
Oh, there we go.
The fuck, mate?
She shrugs. She doesn't even look sorry.
You owe me now.
At least be perfectly good alcohol.
Xavier, you have to
Yeah.
at least come with me because I don't know where the fuck we're going other than through
Oh, yeah, of course. I will be your navigator, says Xavier with a bit of a grin.
Don't press buttons.
I won't.
Also, kid,
Yeah,
don't
that's
press
Kid's
buttons.
job. Yeah, exactly.
No, I want to make sure we actually go to the right place in time. So yeah, I'm not gonna mess anything up.
Okay,
Like,
side note, can there please be a sign at like kids level of don't press buttons without asking?
Yes, there absolutely can. Like, I mean, the approach to the temporal
And
gate.
like in parentheses, it should be like, "Yes, this means you."
I like that wording because it could mean anyone.
The approach to the temporal gate is 100% automated, and there's like 100 fail safes, and I'm sure a kid could still find a way to screw it up and careen you guys into the black hole.
Look,
Yeah.
man, they've tried so hard with piloting.
This is why it's
so
without
hard.
asking.
I love how Alora's handling it too, because kid could take that skill if they wanted to, but I just like the idea that just kid can't. That's like the one thing kid cannot get their head around. All right. So you guys approach the temporal gate. It's becoming kind of a routine for you guys at this point.
Yeah, we're old hats at this.
Though, who's to say approaching a gigantic event horizon for a black hole surrounded by a massive ley line nexus is an awe-inspiring thing anytime, no matter how many times you do it. You guys approach the temporal gate and shoot right through it. Takes just a moment to get your bearings, and Xavier would punch in the coordinates for Frontier Station, which going at light speeds, less than a half-hour trip. And in no time at all, you guys drop out of faster than light travel a few kilometers away from Frontier Station, coming full circle in some regards. Frontier Station, for those of you who have never been here, is a large spherical station that is in orbit around a massive blue giant. And the interesting thing about this massive blue giant is that it is not part of a solar system. It is a planet that has, for whatever reason, wandered away. It's what they call a rogue planet. Wandered away from the solar system, and Frontier Station itself is a bit off the beaten path, just the way Paul likes it. You notice when you approach, for those of you who have been here before, there's a lot of construction going on in Frontier Station on the outskirts. Looks like it's being upgraded, improved, made bigger. And it certainly looks like the station, I mean, the station was always a nice station, but it looks like it's seen pretty good days, all things told. And it is getting a lot of construction work done on it, a lot of improvements, a lot of enlargements. Traffic to it is also much higher than you remember, except for you, Xavier, of course. Your last visit here, you saw these same things. Traffic here is much higher, and you actually have to wait a good 15 minutes or so to get clearance to dock, which you've never had. I mean, the whole point of Frontier Station is it's always been kind of a hole in the wall, an out of the way station, where while it is part of the CDW, it's kind of in that pseudo territory where it can operate in this legal gray zone where they don't really bug it, and Paul can do what he likes as long as he doesn't make a fuss. But things are hopping. You guys get a clearance to land. It's 2,000 credits for the docking fee. And the spaceport is full of people, and you see on the inside of the space station too. There's a lot of construction going on, a lot of improvements. It looks like old bulkheads are being replaced or upgraded. It looks basically just like quality of life. The main idea that you see from this is it looks like someone who's come into money is remodeling and improving their home or their station. That kind of, you get that sense. Things are being improved, built up, made bigger, etc.
Once we land firmly in the docking port, Xavier will spin around in his chair and suggest to his friend. He goes, "Well, we have two options. Go see Paul right away and see what's transpired. By the date, it looks like it's been, what's we like, 7 days, 8 days?
It's been 7
4
days
weeks since
exactly.
you look at me.
It's been 7 days since I unceremoniously left. He will, obviously, Hart's going to want to see Pa, but he might have, I mean, this place has gotten a little bit busier since we last been here, Xavier says, altogether. But Pa still has his finger on the pulse, so to speak. So, if this kid is still here on the station, he would know. We could also try to track down Levine. She has a residence here, a temporary residence, rented out an apartment here in Frontier Station. And she might know where to start as well. What do you guys think?
Well, why don't we just rip that band-aid off right now? Let's go to Pa.
Okay. All right. Squee, is there any sort of special signal we need to give, special criteria,
Usually,
in order
yes.
to get contact with Pa? Yeah.
Usually, yes. Especially when you were contracted out to Pa, you would approach his basically, I hesitate to call secretary, but his personal assistant Darian, and you would make an appointment or tell him that you needed to see Pa. However, this time in particular, when you guys go, Hart walks up to him, says, "I'm here to see Pa." Darian says, "Of course." And that's it. That's the whole, easiest thing. She turns
No
around.
fuss, no muss. Okay.
Yeah. She'll turn around to the group though and she'll say, I'd like to talk to him alone for a bit first, if that's okay. It's probably best that way.
Sure, I can definitely respect your privacy for that. Not a problem.
All
At least
right.
on my part.
You sure you don't want me
Xavier.
there?
Squee?
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, remind me, does she has the artificial skin over the arms?
Yes, she does. Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure. All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. She'll shake her head to Isaac and she'll be like, no, it's best I talk to him first.
Okay.
And then she'll, Darian will motion for you guys to take a seat, of course. It's in a type of waiting room. It's the strangest thing. It's always been this way for Darian. He has a desk and a computer, much like a secretary, but man, he sure does not dress or act like a secretary. He dresses and acts like a very successful, what's the word? Enforcer.
Oh, okay.
Basically Pa's right-hand man. And Hart will go in there, and she's in there for a good 30 minutes. And the rooms, and Xavier, you know this especially, they could be screaming in there, you wouldn't hear. That room is sealed from the outside, so there's no way to really know what's taking place in there.
Sure. Xavier will hum a little tune, The Last Sinestran Pirate, which sounds a lot like the girl from Ipanema, which is just a coincidence. Just kidding.
After about 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm gonna let Isaac know. He'll be like, you know what's really interesting about this place, Isaac?
What?
The construction and the care that was put in here. Not only could this survive probably an 8 megaton blast, but Paul could be shouting at the top of his lungs, and we wouldn't hear a whisper. Isn't that interesting? What?
Isaac sweats even more, if that's even possible.
Gestures at Isaac.
Oh yeah, Xavier says. Oh, I'm sorry, pal. He's not actually sorry.
Yeah, no.
After about 30 minutes, Hart comes out, and Paul follows behind her. And Hart comes over and sits on the bench next to Isaac. And Paul comes out. And Anna and Kid.
Does it look like he's been shouting?
It's hard to tell. He's a wolfen. It's
so
really hard to
wolfens
know
have
these
vocal
things.
cords. Oh yeah, I guess all that fur. Yeah, good point. All right.
I don't know. Golden retrievers have a lot of emotions in their face, so I don't see why it'd be any different with a wolf.
No, but like if someone's been screaming, like their face is red and stuff, and like their eyes are watering. But if you got fur, you can't see what that skin is.
He looks like Paw.
His hair could be standing on end.
No, it's not.
No? Okay.
So, no. Paw comes out, and for those of you who've never seen Paw before, he is a wolfen, about average size, maybe a little broader at the shoulder than a lot of wolfens. He's certainly starting to, he has dark fur, but it's certainly starting to gray. It's clear that he is in his golden years. But he carries himself with a smooth assuredness of a man who is not doesn't appear to be arrogant, but is definitely confident in himself. A man that is used to holding and wielding authority. And he's very finely dressed, not like Xavier finely dressed. His clothes are high quality, but more function than fashion. And he has
fashion is function. At least in Xavier's mind.
I don't disagree. He has a dark leather outfit with like a long dark leather coat, and he comes out with Hart, and he comes up to the group and he says, "It's good to see you all again, Xavier.
Paul,
we'll chat in a minute."
Of course.
He points to Isaac. You. And then he walks back into the office.
Oh, jeez. It's
Xavier
happening.
grins
It's
and he'll
fucking
say,
happening. Oh, Jesus.
Xavier says, don't be nervous, Isaac. If he shouts at you, we won't be able to hear it.
I know. That's why I'm frightened.
Oh, he's not going to kill you.
Yeah, we got earpieces.
Hart's looking at the ground.
Isaac's gonna get up and go into his room, into his office.
As you enter the office, Paul says, "Close the door."
He will.
He'll move behind his desk. Again, it's been a while. Very elaborate desk with a computer built into it. It's certainly a very expensive-looking piece of hardware. And he says, "Have a seat." And then he turns around and goes to what looks like a small bar, and he says, "What do you drink?"
Usually whiskey, but I've been trying to cut back.
And he'll pour 2 glasses of whiskey. And he'll set one in front of Isaac, set one down on his side. And then he, almost like he's making a show, slowly, sitting down with his hands on the arms of the chair, and then kind of relaxes and folds his fingers together and just stares at Isaac for a while.
Isaac
what are your...
will shakily down the glass in one gulp.
What are your intentions for my daughter?
Well, we started dating about 7 or 8 months ago. And
He would wave his hand. I know what happened. I'm asking you. What is your objective? What do you want out of this?
what do you mean, what do I want?
What do
I
you
want
want?
her happy.
He'll lean back. And like there is a long, uncomfortable silence.
That's even worse than yelling.
I mean,
And-
I would do anything for her. When she was kidnapped, we were about 40 stories above the ground, and I jumped out of the window after her to try and rescue her, and I wasn't able to. And eventually what happened. But I wasn't fast enough.
He continues studying Isaac for a while. And then sighs and pours him another glass of whiskey and kind of puts the bottle there and downs his own glass and fills it. And he says, well, that always seemed to be the case.
Yeah.
She likes you, Isaac, a lot. And my dealings with you, you've always been straight, ethical. I am going to pretend that things always end rosy. Life experience has taught me that. So I'm not going to hold you to some silly promise like don't ever upset her. But if you ever betray her, I will find you.
That
Do you
sounds
understand?
good. Yeah.
Good.
I will never betray her.
Well then, Isaac, I release you from the vow I made you take to keep my daughter safe. That is no longer your responsibility. Hell, if ever it was. She is an adult and a headstrong girl and knows what she's doing. And I've learned myself a long time ago. You can't always protect them. Those arms are not your fault. I don't hold you against you, but I will tell you if I ever meet this Cyber 4, I will eviscerate him.
Well, you're gonna have to get in line. I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry for.
Honestly, if we didn't prioritize getting her to safety and to a doctor as soon as possible, we would have gone after him.
You did the right thing, Isaac. I trust you will continue to do the right thing. And he says, kind of like for the first time, cracking a grin, good luck.
With what?
He just stops midway to his cup. With Sophie. Good lord, man, you know her.
Yeah, well, we spend so much time together, it kind of just... I know her. Over the past however long, I think it's been, 3 years now that she's been on the ship? We've spent practically every day together.
I don't need to hear your life story, son.
Except on Cyrene.
So I said practically.
You left her on the ship.
Sorry, I'm an asshole.
He says, I already got my promise out of you. That's all that needs to be said.
Okay.
I think it's time to call your friends in.
All right. Isaac will...
And I'll just let you know, outside, like the
Uh-huh.
second the door closed behind Isaac, Hart's face just cracked a grin. Like she was obviously making it look worse than she knew it was. Yes, Anna?
Hey, to the guy behind the desk. She's just gonna try and get his attention.
He cracks an eye open because they were closed. Like he's got his feet kicked up on the desk. He's leaning back on two legs. He's got his arms behind his head. He cracks an eye open. Yeah.
Is there cameras in that room?
You think I'd tell you that?
You don't want to watch this?
Sister, I've been working for this man for a long time, and I can tell you with more certainty than anything else I've ever known in this life, hell no, I don't want to know what's going on in that room.
Smart man, says Xavier.
Fair, but boring. She'll drop it.
He shrugs and closes the eye.
It'll be worth it when we look at Isaac's face when that door opens.
Yeah, well, we'll say he'll be right back, but we'll say he opened the door and would motion for you all to come in.
Okay. I will strut on in.
He's alive, unharmed.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. I mean, like, Hart breaks the tension as soon as he leaves.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I had a feeling Paul wasn't going to be that upset. Didn't seem like that kind of wolfing. Anyways, Xavier's going to find himself a nice comfy seat in Paul's little office room there.
And he'll... You will not see any glasses of whiskey. Apparently that's been cleaned up. He'll see everyone. He'll turn to Anna and Kid and he'll say, "Haven't seen you around here before."
Never been here before.
Well, welcome to my station. It's under a bit of construction at the moment. But she'll still do you right.
CCW giving you much hassle there, Paul? You seem to have a stronger reach than when we first rented the second chance from you. Oh, I guess at that point it was the Starluck. A little sidewinder.
Well, the war has not been very kind to the CCW. I mean, war is Splagorth. Who would expect any less, right? It is, well, it's a good thing it ended when it did. Oh, but I don't suppose you know about that, do you?
Mm-mm. I was distracted last time I was here. Didn't really catch up on current events.
The war lasted about a year and a half. 6 months ago, Splagorth seemed to lose all interest in it. Signed a nominal treaty. A good thing for the three galaxies they did. It was not a pretty war. But it turns out my foresight of making Frontier Station a bit out of the way turned out to be very profitable. I wasn't touched by the war like everywhere else was, so now I am one of the only stations that is part of the CCW officially and at full capacity. So yes, I am getting a bit more business than I used to, though quite honestly, it's a bitter cost for it.
Yeah, attention, CCW bureaucracy. I'm sure you're underneath a microscope. And the whole idea of the Frontier Station was, well, it was on the frontier. I bet you have a lot more politics to worry about, huh?
Oh, it's not as bad as you might think. They certainly do try and keep a better eye on me, but well, they have their own problems, and I am still out of the way. So, old habits die hard.
Excellent. Well, Pa, if there's anything that we can help you out with, we'd be happy to give a good crack at it. But I'm afraid other than some personal business between yourself, Isaac, and Sophie, I have a very small favor to ask.
How can I be of service?
Well, about a week ago, I asked you to help me track down someone who was claiming to be my kin, my child, my progeny, to be exact.
Ah, yes. I was going to ask you what you said to her.
Oh, Xavier pauses for a moment and he says, I don't know how comfortable I am sharing a private conversation. I will say that the words I told her, she got very upset. Did she do anything? Xavier asks, a bit of concern on his voice.
You might say that. It looks like your kin went and assaulted themselves a CCW officer. They're currently in lockup.
On Frontier?
Well, I was able to convince them to do it here, yeah.
What's she charged with?
Assault and battery of a CCW officer.
Xavier says.
It is your child.
Xavier, for the first time in a little while, at least, drops his cool demeanor and like glares at Anna, and he retorts, "If she was my child, she wouldn't have gotten caught in the first place."
Well, I mean, she's on the
I've been
gradient.
arrested with you guys before.
Yeah, that's
Pa
true. We have
chuckles
gotten
and he
caught
goes,
before.
I will give Xavier credit. He doesn't typically walk up to one in the middle of the bar and, well, I believe the official report was 26 punches to the face.
Oh, maybe it's my child.
No. Xavier says, she's got a temper. She is, she might have been a little emotional, what she was doing in the bar. But, okay, so I guess the favor isn't locating her, Pa. The favor is she allowed visiting hours?
Oh, I can get you in to see her. Hell, if it
Okay.
was up to me, I'd release her to your custody. Unfortunately, there's that matter of a certain CCW officer who seemed to have taken quite a point of contention to her actions, and my authority, even on my own station, only stretches so far. I can get you in to see her, and if you can find a way to smooth things over, I'd be happy to release her to your custody.
Who's the officer? Maybe we'll have a chat. Maybe he's a father as well. Maybe he'll stand out.
A young officer. Quite frankly, I can't stand him. His name is Officer Lebu.
Okay. He's from
I
Space
really
Quota.
maybe.
All right, les bœufs. Le meow, les purr, les bœufs. All right.
And he
Actually,
says,
Squee, if you want my suggestion, if you want it to sound like that and still be kind of French,
yes,
it would be like that. Le bœuf.
Sure, absolutely. I bow to your knowledge in that regard.
No problem.
That actually makes more sense too. Now that I read it.
Yeah. No
he'd say a bit of a peacock. That one.
Good. Peacocks have pride. They love their feathers. Okay, we'll have a chat with Les Bœufs and see if we can't get things smoothed out.
I can arrange that. I can also arrange visitation. Well, hell, it's my station. You can go see her anytime you'd like. She's in cell block C, cell 47.
Sure. I was wondering if... what's up, Anna? You have a plus sign.
What's the age of where they can no longer be tried as a child here?
Xavier might know that. He knows CCW law, but
I do.
You sure don't know that.
Unless are you asking that aloud, Anna?
I am asking that aloud.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Xavier, roll me a knowledge CCW check.
Okay. Oh yeah, I succeed.
18 is when they are normally tried as adults. For humans, of course, it's different for different aliens, but for humans, it's 18.
Well, no.
So technically, she's still a minor.
Technically means she needs a guardian.
It's true.
Which technically, that is true. So Xavier says, let's not put the space cart in front of the space horse. Xavier will look upon. He'll say, "Can you do me one other tiny favor while we go ahead and chat with LeBeau? Could you just make it? Can you leak information to her and let her know that Xavier Anderson is back on Frontier Station, so she's not surprised when me and my companion show up? Because, as you've probably figured out now, when she gets any sort of strong emotion with her, might not be good for me or anyone nearby. So I figure we might want to disarm this little potential emotional bomb by just letting her know ahead time that I'm back and that we'll be chatting with her shortly."
I will let her know. Oh, that reminds me. In case you know, apparently she was asking about a certain bracelet. You wouldn't by chance know anything about that, would you?
I do.
I know about it.
Xavier says, I do. I have a feeling I know what she's talking about.
Well, it's none
Well,
of my
I'll
business.
chat with her
but
about it. Yeah, I'll have a chat with her about
she
that.
seemed pretty keen on finding it. I think that's how it got
I'm
her into trouble in the first place.
Oh, probably. Probably. Says Xavier.
And I think we can go ahead and end the session there.
Okie
I
dokie.
got a couple of questions really quick for Pa.
Oh yeah, sure.
So in this situation, because she's a minor, she needs to have a legal guardian. She could say that Xavier is her legal guardian. We can do blood tests, whatever, if it is needed and whatnot. Let me finish, Xavier.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm sorry. I'm just moaning over here. Please continue.
It's like I'm stabbing you in the gut. I'm not trying to, but anyways, so can she be put on bail? Can we pay her bail, or would we have to go ahead and talk to this guy, and try to convince him, and he air quotes convince him, into not pressing charges?
So
That's what I want.
Believe it or not, Xavier would know this. The CCW does not practice bail. It was abolished quite some time ago because the
Everyone would escape once they paid their bail.
No, actually, it was a very different reason. It was because everyone felt that it was a system that rewarded the rich and punished the poor. So bail in general was simply rescinded.
No one gets bail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you
No
go to
bail for
jail,
you.
everyone's equal, from prince to pauper.
Interesting. So we would
suggest.
we'd
See, now
essentially.
this is really interesting because the blood test would just make it real clear whether she's his kid or not, right?
It's true.
But I think, ironically, someone's gonna have to convince Xavier of that because he might not want to know. Right now, when it's kind of unsure, this is convenient to him. You know what I mean? So let's just try to drop the charges. That'll be easier.
Yeah, that is fair. That is true. What we could do is just have you blindfolded, and we know, but you don't.
Xavier is like, I am not having you that over me the rest of my life. No, if this is done, I'm knowing.
You guys find Space Murray.
God.
And she is your daughter.
Oh, Maury Povich.
Yeah, Maury
Murray. I
Povich,
thought you meant
yeah.
like Bill Murray, Space Bill Murray. Oh my god.
I don't ever watch him. So
Maury Povich.
She is not the daughter, as Xavier just said. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess he'd be. I know, it'd be weird. It'd be
Yeah,
weird.
he'd probably
And
be
no.
pretty conflicted.
Yeah. Anywho. For next time,
Mm-hmm.
time to chase down Tiny Xavier, teenage version.
Unfortunately, everyone who's watching, we will not have 3 Galaxies next Wednesday. I will be on a mini vacation, so
It's true.
I'm
but,
gonna stick Squee in a barrel and push him over Niagara Falls.
Yeah. We looked for a place where we could actually take our puppers because we can't leave him in a pet hotel. He'd be too traumatized. So we're gonna throw him in a
So I'm
car.
gonna put Pupper in a barrel and push him over Niagara Falls.
Yep.
Squee
Poor
and
Puppo.
Pupper. And waifu. A family barreling.
A family. We all go down together.
Family barreling.
I feel like this has happened, like a family going down. Like people have definitely gone down in barrels, but
Sure.
That's called being
It looked-
Donkey Kong.
It looks something like that picture in Discord.
You like video games, right, Squee? You like Donkey Kong?
Sure. I'm a fan. So yeah, we will pick this up Wednesday after next, the 14th, I believe. Oh,
Yes.
Valentine's Day. We'll pick this up on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love.
look at that. Valentine's
Love.
Day. Perhaps a reunion with father and daughter. Perhaps.
Yeah. that'll be
Perhaps,
interesting.
perhaps.
See, ironically, Xavier isn't too worried about Susanna. Like, she's just... Well, no, actually, he should be
or
terrified.
is he just not accepting that?
She has
part?
powers. What he's actually terrified is Zephaniah. Oh, that's not
Yeah.
good. That's not
Oh, that's
good.
your man. Okay.
Yeah. But, anywho,
Bye.
until
Right.
next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.